fucking month straight.
No,
Last time we played was on October
joke.
1st.
That's fine.
God.
Hey, that's the same with my my campaign that I'm running. Where did we last play? Maybe 2 weeks ago, 2.5, something like that.
Maybe, man, what you mean by 5, 13, 18, 10, 12, and 15?
No, it's not important.
That's not important.
Don't worry about it.
No, like literally don't. It's he made a character for a different campaign in here.
Damn, you rolled an 18? Fuck.
And a 5.
Yeah, but we listen. You're just
that's
illiterate.
That's all.
Yeah.
Anyways.
That 5 is just in your intelligence, so you're just you're drooling all the time.
Okay, calm down, idiot savant.
Getting back into the swing of things, and we had last played 3 goddamn weeks ago. So I'm not going to be a dick to you guys. I'm going to do you a solid because I've been refreshing my memory so I can run this again.
Thank you.
It's fresh in my brain enough. So I will recap myself. The last session was at the tail end of everyone leaving a seemingly empty cavern that had opened due to the shifting of the earth inside of internal Helios. Riding Bessie in the company of Brutus Stalwart, you take the fruit of your labors back to the city of Kunaholt, an underground mining town that is the first settlement of the Auroran people that you have come to know. And there are many familiarities in their society as that which was in Highshire, which includes a tavern for which Brutus and the rest of you were all too eager to head into, but not without some curiosities sticking to your brain along the way. Namely, a strange scrawling on the wall on the way back, one alerting passerby to turn back. It has enough familiarity within it to suggest that it was written by the friend of Brutus who had fled under unknown circumstances, Havar Vaincraft. Assuming that he was likely in town, everyone pushed forwards, parking Bessie and scraping the blood from your boots, which also had appeared under circumstances which are not clear. Still, heading inside of the local tavern, everyone had some well-needed R&R. Well, to a point, given that these Auroran officers were also towards the back of this place, giving the occasional glance in your direction. It wasn't entirely clear if they recognized you, given you have quite the reputation. Even still, there were plenty of belly laughs to be had, good food, the likes of which you had never seen before. There's a whole culinary world to Inner Helios that you have only just gotten a taste of. After a few drunken exchanges, it appeared that Brutus had forgotten his coin bag out towards Bessie, and so the party was tasked with retrieving it. Upon doing so, they found the coin purse and some additional things, as well as an abundance of traveling packs, far more than Brutus himself ever would have needed, as well as a logbook detailing the events that had just occurred from the train wreck up until approaching the empty cavern. Only these accounts were written by someone you didn't know that was with you, along with 6 other dwarves. The names are not familiar outside of Brutus and Havar's. With questions being raised, Nadira went off into the realm of the Recollector, and while it ultimately did not bear much fruit, it did gleam into the idea that something is eating your memories of certain people and events. Nadira also drew her hand to a mysterious deck of cards and met an unfortunate fate. She still walks among you, but lesser than she was. With everyone's suspicions being raised, people began to notice some oddities around town. Donning some earmuffs mirroring the actions of Havar, immediate fear sets into your hearts, and trails of blood, splotches of mucus, and an officer with grievous injuries to his face, with him seemingly not noticing it, all were witnessed by the party. Something is wrong. Something is making people disappear, and it does not appear friendly. Not having all the answers, but having suspicion enough, the party has taken upon themselves to get to the bottom of this and figure out what is ailing these people. And so, the party convenes at the mouth of this cavernous route that heads back into the darkness in the hopes of reaching that cavern, now deafened, to hopefully gather more info than they had found the first time around. And with that, you set off.
Slow clap. Well done, my friend.
Hmm. And I would like to know the marching order if you all want to announce how you're going to be doing so.
I suppose Cobweb will take the lead. Just because if something hits me, it's whatever.
Yeah. Jax will be behind him, and before we enter, I'd like to summon my Echo as well.
Okay.
I'll
do
be
so.
at the back of the pack.
I'll be in
I
the
got the
middle.
best perception.
I'll be in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And behind Dagny will be Nadira. All right. And bear in mind that under these circumstances, as long as you have these muffs on, you are statistically deafened. So, as far as hearing things are concerned, it ain't happening. But it seems like that's the way you want it to be, so fair enough. Go. Give me 1 second here.
As we enter, could I establish a second connection with Aerithal since he has the best eyes?
Certainly.
Right on.
And for all those heading off into the darkness, bound towards that empty cavern, round of perception rolls.
Gotcha.
Fuck.
Let's see. Can't be mad.
Not bad. Given the nature of things, everyone's senses are a bit heightened, even though that there is nothing but the pulsing of your own blood in your head, in your ears, given that these earmuffs are extremely effective. Looks like the dwarves knew what they were doing when they created these. And your eyes remain sharp. Although, for those behind her, you would notice Nadira pays no attention to the road ahead. And despite the dangerous circumstances, it's curious that she's choosing now of all times to open up and read her black book. Her focus is completely set on the pages, which is interesting how she's able to navigate the twists and turns without looking up from those pages even once. Perhaps she's good at reading while walking. A college skill, perhaps? Difficult to say. Still, it seems rather inappropriate given the circumstances, but you imagine that she has a lot on her mind. And winding down, you do eventually pass by the sight again on the walls of this charcoaled message that was inscribed into the stone. But it is a little bit smeared, which is curious. You're not sure if someone didn't take the tone seriously or not, but it looks like something had brushed past it or brushed their hand over it in an effort to clear it off.
Does it look like like a large creature or something had just did one big wipe, or is it like a bunch of individual, or just like a single hand doing a bunch of, wipe smears?
Hard to be certain, but it's all a smear in the same direction. Generally,
Okay.
hands have a little bit of variation to them.
Hmm.
You could get closer if you chose to do so.
Dagny will get closer and examine it.
That's unfortunate. Getting closer, you take a look and you see that there is some faint shininess to the stone, and putting your 2 fingers to it, it's slightly wet. This substance has a viscous nature to it.
I just kind of lift up my hand and show the others.
Is it similar to like the mucus or snot or whatever that we saw in the town?
Now, Erithal still has that in his pocket, I believe, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea if he pocketed snot.
No, he didn't.
Yeah,
I rewatched.
I'm holding on to it.
It's just loose in his robe pocket.
Yeah, you do still have that, Erithal.
Here, compared to the... I touched it.
It's like when you touch seaweed when you're swimming.
It's a bit unclean, but they do seem to roughly match one another.
Is the smear going towards the town or away from the town? Like where we came from?
It's
Or if we're not able to tell that. It's just smeared.
It's difficult. But generally it looks like it is going towards the town, if anything, but it's a messy job, so
yeah,
you could be wrong.
Now, the handwriting in general, does it look like they took time writing it, or that it was written in a hurry?
This was definitely done in haste. And as Brutus had gone to mention, this was using a special kind of charcoal that is unique to what the free hammers use. So, given the circumstances, either Havar himself wrote this, or someone had stolen his things and was playing tricks.
More than likely the former. Just kind of look towards the tunnel, going away from town, seeing if I see anything out of the ordinary.
Now, you definitely have wound around the bend, so you can't see directly back into Kunaholt. But just looking in the direction, there's not a whole lot that is out of the ordinary. Now, the pathway here has mostly turned back to hard stone, and loose stone is few and far between. So it's not like you're following any tracks anymore at this point. More so just the direction.
Right. Kind of consider, even though all of us are wearing the earmuffs, she just got the idea that, there might be a point where we will forget where we're going.
Just forget in general, yeah.
Yeah, so she goes ahead and pulls out the hempen rope from the bag of holding and kind of going within the marching order, sort of tying, because there's 5 of us, so it'd be about a 10-foot length between each of us in the marching order.
Okay. So you're essentially tying everyone together?
Yes.
All right. The rest of everyone would see Dagny produce the rope and would make the motions, which I imagine everyone... Are you going to be following through with this?
Jax will let somebody tie it off to him, because he's gonna pull out the notebook he took from the guard. And did he have like a writing utensil like stuck in it or something, or would I have to acquire one from somebody else?
There was a quill that was with this. It's interesting. It's very intricate in its make and has its own internal ink reservoir. Very nicely made.
Oh,
So yeah, you
fancy.
can use that.
Okay, I'm gonna take that and make sure it works. And I'm going to Jax is gonna write down a Spark Notes version of like his story in there, and then he's gonna sign it. That way he knows if for whatever reason he forgets something, part of his life and what has happened here, that it is there and is signed in his handwriting and everything. So that way he can remember, and he'll rip it out, put it in his pocket, and I don't know, hand it to somebody else if they want to do something similar.
This seems like a solid plan. Cobweb would follow suit. Also, sorry for
Oh, you're good.
dipping out for a second.
No, you're good.
Yeah, so he hands the notebook to Cobweb.
Yeah, same deal. Just the things that Cobweb would feel is most important, basically.
Right.
Like mostly the fact that everyone else exists.
You do much of the same and copy down recent events and events which are important to you, events which define you. Something that if someone were to pick up, they can get an understanding for the type of person who you are.
He holds up the book. Anyone else?
What?
Dagny will go ahead and take the book.
Just pass it around. It's probably best.
She writes down her name and her age, her parents' names and her siblings. And she mentions that she feels like there's more that she wants to write, but at the same time she wants to keep it sparse and she's not sure how to do it, so the only thing that she writes is she writes right next to her name, has vendetta against the angel called Dakota.
Ooh.
And then she closes the book and hands it to Erithal.
Oh boy, writing things down about ourselves. Wait a minute, Indira was that? Oh no, she's doing her book.
Dira does have a motion to take the book after everyone else and write brief notes about herself. She seems very hasty to do so before digging her face back into her tome. Perhaps this is a coping mechanism.
I'm more impressed that she's reading in the dark.
Yeah, right?
She has dark vision.
Hey, yeah, but that's
She
like
does.
general shapes, not writing.
You know, it'd be really funny just touching a page and casting light on it.
It is interesting, I mean, given it does do rough shapes, but she seems to be able to read it perfectly. Very odd.
Skill issue.
Yeah, I know, right?
There's all also wrote notes about himself.
Right on.
And then I'll take the notebook back, because at some point I do want to translate or just try to figure out what else that guard had written down in here, because I know that's probably going to be important at some point if we're still going to be dealing with this thing.
Right. It is written in a specific kind of dialect that you are not able to understand. You think the Aurorans have developed their own written language, especially those of authority, to block against certain sort of interceptions of information, like this exact kind of situation.
It's all
There's a
coded.
spell for that.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Perhaps.
sure. Yeah.
Oh, there
Yes,
is. No, I can cast it once we have a long rest.
Right on.
Probably a good call
Awesome.
to keep that.
Mhm.
But
Alright.
if we are done writing and tying, I'm assuming we'll just continue, unless there's something else we want to do here.
Looks like that's about. So yeah, everyone that turns to write their segment of this notepad, and then the notepad got handed back to Jaxthal.
Mhm.
And Jaxthal would tuck it away nice and safe, I imagine. Perfect. You know that the trek to get back to the location of this cavern is the better part of an hour. You're only maybe around 15, 20 or so minutes into this, so there's still the length ahead of you. And you do look over your shoulders as everyone is finishing tying off and securing the rope and writing things down, where you see there's two humanoid figures that are rounding the corner and heading in the same direction as you. And you can see two dragonborn who have a set of adventuring gear on, like pickaxes, pythons, torches, things of the like, as well as a few shiny glowing objects that are tucked away in compartments of their clothing that you're not too familiar with, perhaps more Auroran baubles. And they look over and they seem to be mostly to themselves, but they do look at you, see this awkward stance between a smeared message on a wall and five of you in a line tied together, and they slow their pace almost to a crawl. And you can see yourselves being judged.
Casual middle finger as we pass.
Dagny follows suit.
Don't hate me because
Everyone on
I'm
the line,
beautiful.
give 'em the finger.
Jack just does like the stereotypical like guy quick nod down.
You can see a bit of a half scowl of confusion on their faces as you begin on your way, and they slow their approach in such a way that you get ahead of them so you're out of sight.
I'm good with that.
Yep.
Man, I don't like those losers.
Go, man.
Don't
Yeah,
judge us,
imagine
man.
not tying
We're
yourselves
safe.
together.
The funny part is, I'm pretty sure only fucking Cobweb hears that thought too.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think yeah.
I just hope they're all right. I mean, with whatever's crawling down here.
I mean, it made quick snacks of that guard. If it wanted to make a quick snack out of them, it would have.
Oh, comforting. All right, let's get this over with.
Let's be honest, we're too chewy. Too dense.
You continue onwards for an additional 15 or so minutes, and doing your best to recount the exact paths that you had taken in order to get to where you came from. There's, at this point, many divergences in the path. Zigs and zags going left, right, up, down, and recounting it is a little bit more difficult without having Brutus there to guide you. Going off of your previous perception rolls, however, you're able to get at least familiar enough with your surroundings, given that when you traveled this, it was only a brief time ago, so it's still somewhat fresh in your heads, and you do not manage to stray into a seemingly wrong path. But given that the earmuffs continue to completely deafen everyone, the silence does come to your heads a little bit as the sound of your own heartbeat is in your ears, slightly unsettling each of you. And it would be all at once that everyone suddenly hears a voice in your heads as something without warning echoes out. Ascendant souls, hear my words. I feel our connection.
Yes. Anthea, what is it?
I have pried into the gem you gave to me, and it itself is connected to the energy from Helios's core, and that of your souls. The bond is strong, and unlike anything I have seen before.
Okay.
Well, I mean, the stone was blessed by a true believer.
Yes.
It kind of makes sense.
True believer. Interesting interpretations. Listen well. This gem gives me a link to both you and to the emotions of Helios. And the planet is distressed.
I think we have a feeling of that. Something about the omen and the things to the north, was it?
The thing that fell in the northwest.
You are
I
correct.
cast a spell to commune with Sula Helios. It's something to get into at another point, but
Whatever this
it's like the
deity.
planet spoke to me. It's distressed at whatever that thing is.
It's not of this world. It came from outside of Helios.
So it seems. I did not think it possible for a god to feel fear for its own safety.
If the thing that fell in the northwest is a world ender, it would be right to fear.
You are correct, and Helios has begun to churn. However, I cannot quite discern why. The Heliostone ribs of this planet, they're shifting. And I cannot quite discern the cause. Perhaps it's the thing from the northwest, or perhaps it's something else, something inside, which shares a similar bond to the planet as everything else. I'm
The
inclined
angels?
to believe the latter.
Like
Maybe-
a parasite?
Not quite.
Yeah.
Something that shares a bond with the planet, akin to yours.
The fucking angels.
A coda.
Maybe not a coda directly, but it makes sense that angels are made of Heliostone.
We learned that much.
Maybe they got a taste of the power that humanity
Just
could have.
turn.
Anthea, how well versed are you in beast lore?
It depends on the nature of the beast, but I know many things of local wildlife here.
We know not its appearance, but it seems to take people in the night. People who it seems to take something from your mind, anything about that person, and fills it in with nonsense.
Like empty spaces where life would be.
But the owner of the memory doesn't realize there is a space in between.
Curious. An interesting study on the mind and its effects on itself being torn apart.
No.
I know nothing of what you speak.
So.
And figures. Worth a shot.
Hmm.
This creature and its abilities. Did you encounter it following a tremor?
I don't think. Was there a tremor as we were going into the cavern?
Yeah, I believe the tremor is what caused the rails to shift and
The
caused us
rift,
to
yeah.
crash.
It was also a tremor that opened the cave that you do remember.
Yeah, that as well.
There was a tremor when we were on the train. It broke the rail.
Interesting.
There was a.
If natural events are resulting in your misfortune, perhaps these random occurrences are not random.
No, we did encounter something. We just don't remember it. There was a cavern that opened up after that tremor. There was a. It's hard to remember, but I remember seeing shapes, shadows on the wall. Something happening, like like someone was being attacked by something huge. I didn't get a good look at it, but it's hard not to forget something like that. There were
Traversing the underground areas of internal Helios is a dangerous play, given the response this planet has to your presence.
One other thing. This creature, it seems to make some sort of sound that affects what we can see. It creates illusions based on sound. We're wearing earmuffs right now, and we
A
see
sound. How can you be certain of this if you forget it, if you've heard this?
Well, it's not so much what we can't see what the creature is. It creates a sound that creates an illusion, and when we put the earmuffs on, that illusion is broken. Where what once would be like a clean road with tracks turns into a road that is carved by something huge and slithering.
Tread carefully and choose your battles. More than that, I have little advice.
I wouldn't expect you to if you hadn't encountered it.
Which, depending on how old the dragon is, this creature is either exceptionally old or exceedingly young in the grand space of biology, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, if this is something that has to eat every couple of days, I would expect it to be a little bit young. The younger you are, the more you eat. It's how you grow, right?
Yeah, but if the tremor freed it, it could have been hibernating for however many millennia or years or whatnot, and now it's hungry.
That's why we have to get this thing before it destroys Kunaholt.
I think the question we should be asking ourselves is, do we really want to make this our problem?
You are asking the correct questions. If there is one thing to preserve above all else, it is the radiance around your souls. I suspect no other being on Helios, past or present, have such power.
And we can't really do anything for Helios if we die.
Precisely. And it leaves the question of what may become of that power should you die. Consider these questions before you act. I will be prying further.
Well, who knows before if we even live to see a day to travel again, just because of said creature.
There's a silent presence continued in your heads before there is a shift as if something has let go. And Anthosea speaks no more. All right. Continuing forward.
I mean,
I mean, my question still stands: do we really want to make this our problem?
Jax
My
wouldn't
vote's on no.
care. Jax wouldn't care either way. He'll go with the majority.
Not exactly the sappy type, but to be honest, it is kind of nice that we have somewhere to rest for a while. And I'd rather not run the risk of being eaten in the shower or some shit. I don't know. At least this time we're fighting on our own terms.
What I'm saying is we just power through the town and get on the path that we were told earlier led to the North Kingdom, was it?
South.
Southern.
South. Sorry. Turn around here.
I'm all for self-preservation.
This is the creature that basically no one knows anything about. It has the power to fuck with our minds, make us forget things. The only creature that I know of that could do that was the creature in the memory key.
What about Havar?
You can't
Well,
save everyone.
I mean-
Havar is the only one who knows what happened.
And he already might be dead. And
He might have just
know.
run.
Well, not by that thing. Who
knows?
If he was dead, then why do we still remember him? He was the one who had the sense to wear the earmuffs.
Maybe because we were told about him? No.
And he was also written in the book, too.
Yes.
Alright, let's say we abandon the town. Well, I mean, what then? We have no idea how long this thing lives, and these tunnels are connected to the surface area. What happens when maybe this town disappears, but without a food supply, who's to say it doesn't go looking elsewhere?
Were we told how big this town was?
Sizable from what you've traversed in it. Definitely maybe a few thousand people.
And I would assume, because this is a kingdom, like a full city, it'd probably be double or triple, maybe more, like larger than this town.
Are you talking about Aurora South?
Yeah, or North, just either one, just in general.
Those kingdoms are, from just what little you've heard of them, extremely massive.
And they would have a full army to fight it, rather than just how many? 6 Nimrods and maybe a handful of guards who maybe have any decent training.
Assuming they can spare the resources.
Exactly.
Which is an assumption.
If we move on, there's maybe people that can teach us about our radiant soul, is that what he called it?
Yes.
How to harness it so it doesn't kill us? This seems like a fight for another day.
By that time, we may be too late.
Because as far as we know, it only went to the town and not back.
But it knows where the town is.
Fine. But I say we leave all the evidence we've gathered somewhere where an official can find it. Have the authorities sort it out, I guess.
What did we necessarily find other than the guard notebook and then the journal?
Well, so when enough people go missing, you know how most people's memories have other people in them? What happens when the vast majority of those memories no longer exist? People are going to start looking for answers, wherever they can find them.
And they were. You remember the questions the officer was asking us?
We just have to tip them on the right direction. hope for the best, I guess.
I think we should remove any of the information about ourselves from that notebook then.
Oh, for sure. We burn all that.
Oh, I ripped my thing out of it and it's in my pocket. But
All right.
I say we just write down, regardless of what language it's in, they could probably translate it if they're already coding their stuff. Just write down everything we've seen, everything we've learned about what this incident, and just stick it back on the guard. Because they're obviously going to find the corpse of a guard at some point. There's many people walking around.
We make sure to include that deafening yourself works as a cure for the at least any further damage being done to your memory.
Yeah. Everything we found, every detail that relates to this incident, that will be helpful.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess Jax will rip out everybody else's whatever they wrote in it and just distribute it, because who knows if they actually want to keep them or not. And then he'll do that on the way back as we're walking, if we're going to go back to the town.
Okay. So everyone is handed their piece of paper. Right.
I don't feel right getting cold feet like this.
It's not right.
This is a complete unknown to everything, so information is just as valuable as a sharpened sword.
It's not
exactly
right.
Dagny, when a ship sinks, if you try to pull everyone onto your lifeboat, you're gonna sink that too. You can't save everyone.
We're just abandoning these people to their fate to be forgotten.
I'm not doing that. We're leaving them things that can point them in the right direction. It's better than nothing.
At the cost of how many lives, Erithol?
Right now, I'm valuing ours a little more than theirs. It's only fair seeing how much they value in our lives.
Trying to save a little rinky-dink town rather than
the
whole surface, and ergo the world.
A rinky-dink town full of innocents.
And the world isn't also full of innocents?
And the world is full of many more rinky-dink towns. Besides, who even knows if the angels... Oh wait, yeah, who even knows if the angels are aware of this hollow planet idea with all these people?
Coda has some idea now.
That feeling back when we left the train station, it was the exact same feeling when she revealed what she truly was to us.
It is her.
I think she already knows about this place. But because of those seals, she was more interested in that than just finishing us off.
But she followed us here.
Because we have part of that power. Greed. I guess it's not just a human concept.
It's my fault.
I don't think it's your fault. Don't think anyone really saw through Akoda's deception.
No, when I was in the ruin and I was trying to connect with the soul within the light within myself, I looked in the water and I saw her. We locked eyes, and then that same streak of lightning. She is here.
And we have essentially GPS trackers on us. What's a GPS tracker?
If she knows this place exists, it's because of us, and she's following us. So the quicker we get out of here, the better. Because even then, nobody wants to fight a war on two fronts, including the immortals or whatever the hell these angels really are. They're gonna finish one fight and start another.
Come right.
They're made of
Finishing.
heliostone. They are essentially immortal.
Exactly. But thinning numbers are weakened fighters, regardless of whatever their physiology is. They'll
Which,
finish one fight and then start another.
which begs the question, how many angels are actually left?
At least one.
And yet
Without-
she got completely hostile when Idravok was around because he threatened her territory.
Hmm.
If they were truly thinning, then why kill him?
Power, greed.
He was seeking power. It threatened her position.
But he was
She
also...
destroys or hides or whatever she did to him, gets him out of the way, keeps her seat in power.
And at the same time, he knew about it. He knew about her. He knew what she was capable of, and he was afraid when we opened that seal.
P-Man,
Yes.
can I make a perception check just to see what's going on around us while we're having this conversation?
Go for it.
I would assume we're like moving back towards the town while we're talking, not just standing around doing nothing.
Well, it seems
yeah,
like
just-
consensus wasn't reached on going back or continuing deeper, so I'd say you're
Okay.
roughly at a standstill at the
Oh.
moment. Are you all communicating telepathically? Is that?
I believe
what
so.
You're, okay. I just want to make sure that's what Cobweb's ability. It is Cobweb's ability, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a link between me and Aerithal.
All right. Well, you would have to take a ear off the muffs in order to do that, to have this conversation. So we'll say that
Oh,
you off to the
unfortunate.
side, and unfortunately, you have to do that in order to speak, unless there's extenuating circumstances. But Aerithal, between bits of conversation, you do put the muffs instinctively back on from time to time, just to give a quick scan of the area, and there's a stillness to these veins. It's interesting. There's actually less luminance right now than there was at any other point. There was a flow of aura through the heliostone and through the air, but it's as if within the past 10, 20 minutes, it completely receded. This vein has gone still. And and there's something else. You look towards one of the far alcoves, the direction from which you came, and you see a small bit of rock suddenly fall from the ceiling and would clatter to the ground.
You son of a bitch, ceiling alligators.
Batman.
And given everyone is locked in conversation, but you hyperfixate, and it's almost as if being deaf for a moment heightens your ability to feel, but you can feel faint reverberations in the stone around you.
P-Man, can I look up?
Sure. You look up,
I would like to look up.
and there's largely nothing except for small bits of grain and dust that are occasionally flicking out and falling to the ground as if they're being disturbed from their resting spot. It's not in any pattern, it's just every here and there.
Just like from the vibrations.
Yes indeed.
You guys feel that, right? And I'm not taking off my earmuffs, just like leaving it open-ended. I am sufficiently heebie-jeebied.
Feel... Can I get a...
Vibrations.
Do I
No,
feel
wait,
these
no, I have
vibra-
earmuffs.
Yeah, do I feel these? Do I feel any different?
Going off your previous perception check, having been focused on conversation, you don't feel anything up until this point, but you do instinctively put your muffs on and look around, mirroring Aerithal's motions, and you do see bits of rock that do fall. suggesting that he's onto something.
Are they just falling from something, or are they falling in like a general direction? Besides down.
Bits here and there, nothing that's a pattern.
Let's go back to the town where there's light and not a tunnel of darkness. Yeah,
We
and possibly an open area where if
okay.
shit happens, we're there in a nice open field, per se.
Fine.
The veins. There's like no aura going through. Auric energy? Is that it?
Yeah.
There's no auric energy going through them anymore.
Did something cut it off?
At this point, because Aerothol's just kind of freaked out, he is not taking off his earmuffs.
I mean,
He has
things
the feeling that something is watching us. He may not see it, but it's a very strong feeling that something is aware of our presence.
I mean, if the veins seem to be like breathing per se, didn't the dragon whose name I couldn't be bothered to remember say that the planet was almost quote unquote alive?
Yes, Anthea did say that.
Like it's holding its breath.
So
So, Helios can probably feel this thing moving around.
well, maybe not whatever the creature is, but at the very least it's present of foreign invaders, similar to how like antibodies and shit.
An immune system.
Yeah.
Oh no. Okay. She's like briefly remembering what happened on the surface with the rings, how aura would go through them and then things would just kind of go berserk.
Mm-hmm.
Is she getting any sense of that feeling right now where, yeah, aura is basically gone, but does it okay, I think she wants to think to the rings. Did it feel like there was a shift at all when energy was building up in the rings and then got released?
Yep.
In a way, it did seem like something almost inhales. There's a pause in its breath and then exhales on the patterns between aura flowing through the rings on the surface. Like a pumping of blood through veins, or as if lungs breathing in and then violently exhaling. There are patterns to be found between Helios and a living being. Like, it's one for one.
Do I see any buildup of light anywhere on either side of the tunnels?
Straining your eyes, you look in either direction, but the thick darkness is obscuring your ability to see. But you do take the opportunity here to lay still and observe your surroundings for an extended period of time, and very suddenly something does catch your attention, coming in a direction from where you came, towards Kunaholt. You can see light begin to cascade around the bend, and aura would suddenly surge through the heliostone, and vibrant lights quickly shoot through the cavern and brighten the place to a great extent, but not before the stone you're standing on begins to violently shake.
I kind of pull everyone to pull away from the light.
Dodge, it's a train.
Make a dexterity saving throw, everybody.
Fuck.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Hey,
Fucking knew it. God damn it.
Hey. That's
I'm
decent.
also gonna use use my arcane deflection here. Give me +4 on that. Yeah. So 15.
All right.
Oh, just a second. I'll be in a second. Sorry for the inconvenience.
Yeah, you're good.
Oh, you're fine.
Actually, now that I think about it too, where
Spectre's
did
a
those two
bitch.
that were traveling in our general direction, did they just like disappear?
They never quite caught up to you. You think that they purposely gave a lead because they didn't want to deal with you guys being assholes.
Yeet.
Oh shit.
Well, they're assholes. They're looking at us funny.
There we
They're
go.
mean mugging us.
Oh, that's what I get for flipping them off right there. That's my divine retribution.
There's a sudden shift in the stone that you're standing on, and you feel these shifts all around you, as though the helio stone is rearranging the nature of these sprawling
This where I live.
veins.
This is where I live.
The DC is 15 for this roll.
Holy
Uh,
fuck, B-man. Jesus. Oh my
What?
god.
Did you make 15 with your deflection?
Yeah, I did. Oh my
They-
god.
I
Ah!
had 16 too. Awesome.
Jeez.
So I think
Everyone is flung up in the air, and there is much stone that comes up with you. In sticking the landing, for those that pass, you tumble and duck around, but you manage not to land too hard. For those who fail the dex save, you take 8 bludgeoning damage and are disoriented.
Oof.
Disoriented.
so.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's been bonked.
Boink.
Let's see here.
Alright, let's get the fuck out of the train tunnel. Just in general now.
I
It seems
agree
like
with
there's active travel happening,
So
apparently.
It happens down here too.
Yeah, okay, let's get moving.
Yeah.
Everyone's moving?
that. Yeah.
Yeah,
All
like
right.
like I'm keeping an active eye out for anything that's like erratically moving, like she remembers on the surface.
Very well. Muffs are on.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You continue forwards. And for the next few moments, you twist and turn, but things begin to twist and turn in a way that is a bit disconcerting. It seems like the direction of this vein has somewhat shifted. What's more is there is a general sense, just a faint fuzz within your minds. Almost as if Anthosea was to reestablish connection, but nothing quite comes this time. It's as if something is prying at you. You're not sure if that's just your head playing with you, or if it's the auric rush that is making you feel this way and is stoking your paranoia. Either way, your senses are heightened. And you notice that the cavern continues and then splits off. And ahead of you, you can see a faint reddish glowing light and a great deal of upturned and collapsed stone. This pathway has certainly changed. Are you proceeding forward?
I want to see, because we followed the big drag mark in here, and we were kind of following that. During the shift, like, I'm assuming that either the drag mark is just gone or it, like, hard split away and it's just immediately stopped somewhere.
So those drag marks faded off maybe a good 10-15 minutes into your walk, given that
Okay.
gravel that was loose like that gave way to more hard, clean stone. So you were really just retracing your
Oh, okay.
steps by memory.
Alrighty.
So that's a non-factor.
Yeah. Let's see, do I don't think I can turn invisible.
All right. Under
No,
the
I
assumption
cannot.
everyone
Okay.
is proceeding forward,
Yeah.
keep
Yeah.
marching.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't
hello.
like this. Remember, we're all still tied together.
Yeah.
Oh, what's that over there? Continues just to walk and drag everybody.
Ah. You know, I kind of forgot till now, but Muda's in fucking full-on plate.
He is.
Yeah.
What's that?
You're in plate
You're
armor?
in plate armor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got like a 21 or something like that,
Mm.
or 20.
I guess his walking is less and more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right on.
I guess. Are we ready to move or are we taking a break?
Mm.
Muda has not loaded into the map yet. How's your loading going?
Not well.
Is it stuck at a percentage?
Oh,
It's not. It stopped at one point. I think I might be about to disconnect.
Jesus Christ, bruh.
I'm so sorry, guys.
It's not your fault. Spectrum is shit.
Yeah, they belong on the spectrum. That's what it is.
Yeah, you tell him.
Yeah.
Hey, that's giving
Man.
them, like benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, fair enough. All right.
They're a lot worse than that.
Honestly, at this point, Frontier's better than fucking Spectrum, man.
How about this? Let's do a 10-minute break now, and hopefully it'll be loaded in by then. It might not hurt to refresh your browser in the meantime, Muda.
Right on.
All
right, let's call it 10 minutes. We'll reconvene at 8:48. Mango, get out of the fucking way. All right. 10 minutes.
Eek.
Hello.
Hello.
Sorry about that. I had to use the restroom.
Yeah, you good?
All right.
Ah,
Do we have
you
all
have a
hands?
tiny bladder.
Oh, we lost Muda. That makes me very sad.
Sage.
Sag. I vote we avenge Muda by killing God.
Jax just kills himself.
Mm.
We have killed
I
God.
vote we avenge Muda by killing this fucking governor of Florida.
Do we have any volunteers to temporarily take control of Cobweb while we go forward? Because I don't want to do it myself. That's not really.
Sure.
All right.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, now you have Fighter 2 Electric Boogaloo.
I'm
There you
gonna
go.
have to learn how the runes work.
Oof.
Just remember, he likes to get big.
You do.
There's pills for that now.
Don't get the gas station ones.
No.
Don't get the gas
Yikes.
station penis pills.
Dude, there's been so many times where I'd be like working with my father, mowing lawns and whatever, wherever we are, and just on the curb, on the side of the road, are the gas station penis pills. It is like a ripped open container. It's like, what the fuck?
Oh man. That's
Fuck it, no, that just reminds me of the fucking Vine.
Mm.
Shan, are you good? Okay. We will pick things up as we left off. At the mouth of this now changed cave, attempting to find your way back. You are free to move as you see fit.
Dagny goes ahead and takes a couple steps forward. Just feels...
Are we trying to like be sneaky, or are we just like freeballing this? Obviously, could not see what was going on before. Could only hear.
We're kind of freeballing it because we're in a new area now.
Mhm.
Frankly,
okay,
wasn't
we
much
ball.
to see. You were in the pressure
Yeah.
veins the whole time.
Okay.
All right. There's a bit of dust that is up in the air that is obscuring view of the farther reaches until you go through. It definitely seems like this place has been recently shifted around for sure. And there are brief veins of heliostone that jet out from the rock every now and again. One thing that is, of course, catching your eye is this glowing stone right here that seems to be pulsing with this unnatural energy.
Dagny just sort of starts walking towards it very slowly.
Getting closer to this strange anomaly, you can make sense of the upturned stone. It's a bit more upturned at the epicenter of this discharge than in other places. It's almost as if something had mashed up the rock considerably right here, and this red energy is something simply left behind from its work. You can also hear, as you close the distance, there's this strange crackling that you can hear. An interesting fact considering you're deafened. It's coming from inside your head.
Man, talk about a headache.
Before we continue, are we going to keep being tied up, or are we gonna like untie ourselves before we go around?
Yeah, given the circumstances of that rope being 10-foot increments, I don't think you can physically be more than one space away from each other. Like, that would be your maximum right there.
Yeah, that's kind of why I figured I would ask.
You think if you may need to move suddenly, that this rope is going to be a detriment.
So I guess I don't know however tight it was, but I get Jackstow will kind of just like pull his loop up over and kind of chuck it so he has freedom of movement.
I'm going. Aerithal will grab the rope to Dagny and give it a slight tug and show her that he's taking it off. Just so she knows what's going on.
Yeah.
I feel like just regardless, I think that's better than in this type of area. Freedom of movement would be nice to have.
That's a spell.
Yeah, it'll fuck us more than it'll help us at this point.
All right. You may continue to move.
She just takes one step more.
The
Thanks, everybody
crackling
else.
intensifies. It's certainly a unpleasant sensation in your mind, to be sure. It definitely looks like something had mashed this up on its way into the wall. It almost looks like a burrow point.
Okay, let me think. Just have to be very cautious about this.
How big is the burrow point? Like, how wide is it?
Now, there's jagged stone that is making this very difficult to traverse. Although, just looking at the size of the macerated stone, you think this is easily 15 feet, if not more.
Okay.
This seems... I mean, I'm gonna assume it must be recent because this wasn't there before. Also considering the fact the path diverted as well.
This entire path seems like it wasn't here before.
Yeah.
This seems like new terrain, but this upturning of stone that you're staring at, particularly this anomalous burrow point, definitely seems very recent.
I think she goes ahead and starts... Like, she doesn't want to get too close to it because considering it's psionic, the sound of it is psionic in nature, she is gonna see if there's, like, any through points, like if she sees any other ones.
Okay. You are free to move to look for more points. And as the group passes by this point here, you can see there's a collapsing of stone right here. Now, this stone looks far more loose than the others, and should you choose to take some time to move some of the rocks, you may be able to clear a path, as you can see the passage of air through the cracks.
mean, she's gonna make a note of it, but she's gonna keep walking forward a bit. She's not gonna
Alright.
stray too far.
Aerithal will give Cobweb a nudge. Hey, don't you have a spell that fucks with stone?
Yeah, let's see if I could find it.
It's mold earth.
Is it mold earth or mold stone?
I'm pretty sure it's mold earth.
Earth, I think.
He has mold earth. That's a cantrip.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would take infinitely less energy to just kind of mold your way through it.
You said that there was a... Why am I getting like 8 pop-ups when I clicked once?
Oh, God.
Isn't there... Did you said there was already like an opening kind of? Like albeit small?
So with the dust hanging in the air, you can kind of see it flowing through, suggesting there is airflow through this, meaning
Okay.
that it does continue on the far side of the rubble.
Yeah, hold on, let me bring it back up. What the fuck?
I'd have to upcast it, but I could do something too.
Oh, I hate this stupid pop-out, doesn't work. Color, dirt or stone you target. Dirt or stone. Okay, yeah, so it can technically work, I guess. Oh, I don't want to place a template. Cobweb will kind of see, mold some earth around where like the dust is coming through. Find like, I don't know, like the widest opening and just like start working from there to try to make a medium-sized creature tunnel to kind of go through.
This takes some time, and as the stone is moved, granted you are all deafened, but you can feel the vibrations of this heavy stone being clattered amongst one another, and you can just tell outright that this is generating a lot of noise for those that can hear it. However, after the better part of a minute's time, enough rock has been moved to have a narrow passageway for up to a medium creature, allowing you to poke your head through and see the other side.
I feel like this is going to be a surprise tool that will help us later.
Okay, there's my creatures again. So before we just start moving through this way and abandon Dagny, what way do we want to go? Go through the collapsed tunnel or keep following where she went?
Is there any way to tell if this collapsed tunnel held its original integrity or if it was also warped in the same way these ones were?
There's a shifting and cracking of stone every which way you look, suggesting that this may have been a variety of tunnels that were mashed together. So
Okay.
if you're trying to find pieces of your original way, the only thing that it really is an implication is the widest path, because it was quite large, and that would be the way which Dagny is heading. However, there is a way to go here, which could have been one of the original offshoots, but you never
Or
went
just
that
off.
way.
Okay.
And then let's put a pin in that and do that later.
Ooh. Shame, really.
Shut up.
Shame, but not for me. Dagny, taking steps forward and being the front runner,
Oh,
You-
I found a wall.
take a step here, and the moment you take this step, there is a shudder of the stone beneath you that you can feel proceed into this wall, as if something shifted in reaction to your presence.
Does it remind me of when we encountered the bullets in the other cave?
To a point, yes.
I was thinking about that.
I turn around towards the group and I point towards the ground and I guess she tries to make sort of a shark fin on the back of her head. See if they get it.
Did you just say a shark fin?
Yeah.
Jax will just look right at Nadira and do like a, oh, what the fuck? Like shoulder shrug, arms up, like hands up. Yeah, that, yeah. Huh? But I do see another glow.
That you do.
She treads lightly and carefully to not cause any more disturbances.
And another one over there.
Yeah.
Let's see a stealth roll.
Oh.
I assume this is for everyone that's following.
Yeah.
Oh boy. I like making life difficult for
Fuck
us.
me. Aw, that's fine.
Look at that. A 1 and a 4. That sucks dick.
Alrighty.
Oh.
Hold on. Because he's wearing heavy armor, disadvantage.
There's a certain technique to sneaking around when you can't hear yourself that is lost on most of you.
Oh no.
Given that
You fucking
not
kidding
making
me?
a sound is your greatest reception for whether or not you're being sneaky, the earmuffs work greatly to your detriment, and you have no idea how you're minimizing your presence.
That fucking sucks.
Yeah, it does.
Fucking Jack's just dragging his feet.
He's got cobweb by like the hand and is dragging cobweb, and that's all the noise. All this plate mail.
Feel free to move.
Really want to.
Oh boy, paranoia.
I'm just trying to like concentrate to see the map because it's just hard to see it.
Dagny walks on this side, and in the light of this other burrow point, she sees traces of blood.
You do. There are trickle marks on the ground in large quantities that seem to be in the general direction of the next burrow point. And Cobweb would spot yet more stone that looks like it could be lifted.
Alrighty, before we go to that, I'm assuming we're going to investigate the giblets.
Yeah, I'm just gonna get as... like, I'm gonna be, like, right on the edge of this aura. And try to...
What the fuck is that?
and try to examine it as best I can.
Oops.
Roll investigation.
26.
This blood is recent. As recent as the cave itself. And you can surmise that whatever created these burrow points and whatever dropped this blood onto the ground must be the same creature. It's curious. You're not really sure whose blood this could be. Nobody in particular comes to mind. Maybe the Dragonborn, but they weren't anywhere close to you.
I mean, if it seems like the land has shifted, they probably got caught in the shift and were either smushed to death or straight up just got labyrinth puzzle switched around and are off somewhere else.
Okay, but that kind of begs the question. Does it seem like this was... do these droplets seem to be going in the direction towards the hole, like it was moving and was while it was injured?
It definitely seems like they're going towards this whole point. Yes, there's a small pool where the stone is met. And there's even some smudges on the upturned stone itself.
So that thing is hurt, so... maybe in the shift this thing got injured by the whatever, or the auric energy, whatever it did. See someone else down here too.
Something shining in the dark. You'll just have to get closer.
Shiny.
That's not a trap.
I kind of tap Jaxthal on the shoulder and I point towards it.
You gotta just not like nods like, oh yeah, I see it.
And fuck it, she makes the motion that she's gonna go towards that light. And she's gonna she's gonna try and stay on the edge of this aura and hope there's not some sort of there's not gonna be any sort of psionic reaction.
Show me your movements.
Jesus Christ.
Moving through this, it's an almost invasive feeling, as if there's a sort of a sense coming from the burrow that can feel you through the air. Although nothing becomes of it, it's just in your head.
And then step that way. And just moving carefully. And get right about there to examine it.
All right. I'll stop everyone where they are for a second. This is a large crystal-like stone. It has this emanation of what almost looks like starlight coming out of it. It has some warmth to it, and is the first semblance of comfort you've felt in this entire place. You may roll Arcana if you wish to discern it any closer.
Yes. 21.
While you can't identify what this is, it definitely has some anomalous properties to it. Something that gives the familiar sense of perhaps the singing silver. This might be another rare component found under here. It may take a while to extract some, and you would need a pickaxe, but this definitely seems like something of value. However, that feeling of being watched does not subside, and you can feel a churning of stone coming from here as you see a few loose pieces of stone suddenly get pushed out of this burrow, and you see something churn for just a moment before slinking back in.
Yeah, seeing that, she considers it not worth it and very carefully just backs up.
Good move.
And she sees Cobweb and Jaxthal and just says, well, she kind of fuck.
Can't speak.
Cobweb.
Okay, here.
How long does like mold earth take to like really use?
You can find it on the
Let's
spell
see.
card.
Let's see. It just says instantaneous one action
Yeah, so
within.
she's
Cast it,
just
and
gonna
then it
she's
moves.
just gonna try and pantomime that she saw something move in these burrow points, in that one in particular.
all right.
If you're really curious, I could. Cobweb can cast mold earth to kind of like excavate it, kind of, sorta, from a distance. Otherwise, we could just move on.
No. I'm just gonna say, like, I'm gonna throw the hand motions like, no, don't.
Alrighty.
Like, literally kind of pantomime thing is watching us.
Oh yeah, I knew that.
Okay. So, went through that side.
Well, if it went through there, it might not be just a 1-1 direct tunnel. It could just be they all connect, and then there's just many orifices for it to pop out from.
It's... But then she's noticing there's... Why would there be 3 points in the same area if they lead to the same place? Unless the auric energy brought those points to here. Okay. She is... She doesn't want to go past that point because she knows crossing through that aura, it senses us, but it doesn't do anything quite yet.
The group consensus. Do we want to keep going that way, or do you want to double back?
All of this feels like bad juju, so I sort of feel like we just have to commit.
Yeah, we gotta go. We gotta go this way. I'll try and pantomime to the other two to move quickly.
Very well. Nadira, moving through this haze gives you a similar unnatural feeling on your skin.
Gross.
And I will mention, passing through these, now that you're attuned to the blood splatter, not just this one, but every time you go near one, seemingly, you can pick up a whiff of blood.
Yeah.
Tastes so good and tasty.
It's almost as if this is some cross between auric energy and blood.
It's the veins, quote unquote.
Erithal, with your very high passive, you can see once again there is a falling of stone that proceeds in such a pattern over into this corner.
I don't like that.
Mm.
That's concerning. I mean, I won't point it out to Jax, though.
It might straight up just be invisible.
Yeah, at this point, I'm starting to believe that because that's the second time it's happened.
I mean, it would have to roll pretty well on stealth because I have blind sight if it got within 10 feet of me.
Yeah, it's not like something crawling along the ceiling, I will add. It's like something that is turning within the stone above you. You can see cracks forming.
Oh shit, so that probably means something's about to come out of there.
Thank you. Green beans.
Possibly.
Let's move, guys. I don't want to be in the way of that.
Yeah.
Is this another one of the like similar tunnels that we've already excavated?
You can see
It's
that.
just straight up hard to tell.
Yeah, it is. There's a good deal of stone that seems to have collapsed here, but this does seem to be the way forward. This may take a little bit longer, you think?
Alrighty. I mean, I guess let's do kind of form like a little barrier, and Cobweb will again mold the earth to
I'm
make
gonna
a people-sized tunnel.
I'm going to tap Jaxel on the shoulder and ask for the notepad.
Yeah.
And I'm going to write down that there were rocks as if moving towards that red one there, the red light.
Oh, to let him know that that's what happened?
Yeah.
Or just to
Hey
remember?
guys,
Okay.
I figured out how we can communicate. Turns
Well,
out
there's
if you
only
know how to
so
read and
much
write-
paper in this thing, but
That was the plot hole in The Little Mermaid. Ariel couldn't talk, but she could fucking write her name fine.
how the fuck does the mermaid speak English? But yeah, Cobweb's gonna mold earth to try to move that. like do the people tunnel again.
Cobweb does so. And there's quite a good deal of rock in the way, as air passing through is not so easily seen. And moving these boulders does stretch this cantrip to its limits. It's not so that he can lift these boulders out of the way, but more so nudge them to allow them to fall on their own volition. And you can feel every tumble of these rocks would hit the hard stone with great force and leaves tremors within the rough earth for which you're standing. And for Dagny,
Yes.
you look back towards the far west, the alcove for which there were tremors, and you see the stone begin to churn and push out as it did before. And as a particularly large piece of stone falls onto the ground, behind it, staring in your direction, is a large, glowing red eye.
Oh, great.
You can shoot it with an arrow.
You are locking eyes with it, and you can feel a pain in your mind spike.
Okay. Is it attempting to communicate with me?
No.
Stare.
Does it feel just like a headache, like someone's trying to probe, or?
Not necessarily. It's just this eye contact that seems to be innately painful to your head, as if a strong headache suddenly comes on. It's definitely not something of friendly nature.
She turns to face it head on, not moving from where she's standing. And she raises her cane in her hand and goes into a combat stance, staring this thing down.
It would slowly recede back into the stone, and you can see tremors that begin in this direction.
At that point, she is on high alert, just constantly keeping her head on a swivel, occasionally looking at Cobweb's progress and keeping her eye on both the burrow points and any other place where it might come out, because it might make a new burrow point right here, or it could make a burrow point right here, or it could make one over here or somewhere.
Possibly.
But she is on high alert.
And Cobweb continues his work with trying to move this stone with the use of his cantrip, but he's not making as fast progress as you would like, given that every moment seems to matter here, as everyone stands around anxiously.
Fuck it, I'm gonna start
Jack,
helping him.
Yeah, Jax is gonna manifest his echo just somewhere next to him.
Mm-hmm.
And then he will do what he did before and just conjure like a pickaxe, and also go to help.
Are they making a lot of leeway doing this, or are we talking like still gonna take a hot minute?
It's definitely sped up progress, but it'll be a good couple of minutes.
I don't think I want to wait that long. I'm gonna go up to the pile of rocks. Bye, Felicia. I'm gonna turn all the rocks into mud. Fuck you, chicken strips. This is really spicy. How many peppers did he put in it?
Aw.
Erythal, Cobweb, Jackstol, make dexterity saving throws.
Sorry, guys, not really.
Yeah.
Hey, 50.
Oh, you're fine.
That's pretty good.
You're also fine.
Oh.
Maybe not.
Well, not so much.
We will borrow Nadira's spell save DC.
Also, comp-up fails.
That is 16. There we
Damn,
go.
if only we had a paladin.
Well,
A mudslide would come torrenting down, and let me see. Boop. Boop. You get pushed 15 feet back, given all the mud that you've suddenly created. Jacksthal, you'll hold your ground. Let me see. Boop. 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 As there is now a slowly dilapidating wall of mud, as it seems as though it is evening out as mud begins to spill and gravity is now doing the work. However, there is one final churn of stone coming from a far corner, and of course you don't hear it, but you feel it. As something very rapidly emerges from the eastern wall.
Hey,
I don't
motherfucker,
like that.
fucking shoot his ass.
how far away is it? Fuck, it's just
You have
out
a
of
measuring
range.
tool.
Damn it. It is just out of range for what I planned for it.
Roll for initiative.
Fuck.
The fuck is this thing?
Something. That button. Or...
Fuck me, I guess. Music's hype though.
As
Oh,
always.
yeah. Dagny, you were ready for this thing, but even still, you have no idea quite what you were expecting. You're up
Not
first.
scared.
Alright. She's gonna go ahead and she's gonna move there. And double check distance. Yep. She's Yep, she's gonna try and do this. Using her 1 6th level spell slot.
Come on, babe. That's a lot of dice.
Mental prison.
Holy shit! Only it perceives. One creature you can see within range make an intelligence saving throw. The target succeeds automatically.
Holy
because
shit.
it's immune to being charmed.
Holy shit.
That's that's a big number.
Dagny, the mind within this thing is immense and is eldritch in nature. It is immune to being charmed, as you've come to understand, so it will succeed innately. However, let's check out the...
It takes 5d10, so
Is this damage psychic?
it is.
Let me guess it's resistant.
It's probably vulnerable. Or immune.
Yeah, I'm thinking immune.
Tell me.
Dagny, I really hate to keep kicking you in the face this hard all the time.
Yep.
I really don't mean to.
There it
You
is.
find it unaffected by the psychic damage you attempted to inflict onto it.
Well, that's good to know.
Is there any other effects from this? Let's see.
Says it makes it say the spell ends. Would have done a lot more if it failed.
You quickly learn that this creature has a mind more complicated than you were prepared for, and attempting to damage it directly seems like a useless gesture. Oh, I'm so sorry you would. That, oh, God.
Would have been so cool.
It would have.
Fuck. That's so much fucking damage.
That are 20
I
d10s.
don't know why it rolled 20 d10s, because it's supposed to be 5d10 if it succeeds, 5d10 if it fails, and if it moved out of the illusion, it would have taken 10 d10.
I suppose it
So
rolls
it's
all those
probably-
at once.
Yeah.
It's like
And
I'm
then
gonna roll
it's
everything.
separating it into separate instances. We
Yeah.
can fix that later.
Yeah.
Either way, unfortunately, it is just on another level. Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, you're good.
That was amazing, though.
Yeah.
All right.
At that point, she is gonna use the rest of her movement and run back over here. Kind of press herself up against the wall and end her turn.
Oh, right. I should have done this before. Let me... This is difficult terrain. It's an active mudslide, so you can't pass it yet, but this is difficult when the time comes. Cobweb.
Okay, let's figure out how the hell he works. I would say this is a good time to become big.
Yep.
His brain cells rub together really fast and a thought forms.
Activating the mountain rune. Alright. Token. Okay. And then we do this. Boom. Big.
Okay, now, because I can't... He's got... What has he got? Oh, he's got 30 feet. He's a fast gobbo. He's gonna move up to... I think that's technically it. Or good enough, because it's a large creature.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know whether or not he should dash again. Does he have any ranged? What the hell does he have? That's me. The iron thrower, which has no ammo. I mean, fuck it. How many does he have? Does he have 2? Oh, fuck it. He'll throw 2 hand axes.
That first one would clang harmlessly off its skin, a glancing blow.
And... Oh, nice. Awesome.
Cling clang. We're off to a rough start.
I guess that's really it. He doesn't have anything else. I don't... Dashing to get in close is probably not a good thing. So, I think that'll be it.
The worm fully emerges from the wall, its massive size apparent, and this hypnotic eye almost sees through your minds as you feel it sifting through your thoughts. It advances, and you can feel the overwhelming presence of this overtake all of you as you're all within range. First and foremost, let's see, this is... Make a wisdom saving throw.
Is this a charm effect?
This is...
Actually, wait, yeah.
Terrifying presence.
So it's a fear effect.
Yes.
I cannot roll at advantage. That's unfortunate.
Wisdom.
So wisdom save.
Fuck.
Yeah, it's a wisdom saving throw.
Nice.
Ouch! Christ! Everyone's striking out today. The only one to succeed is Aerithal. As for everyone else, the nature of this eldritch creature and knowing that you're effectively in its turf here, you are frightened. Aerithal, you're made of sterner stuff. As for its action, let's see. Oh, wow. Big juicy meal in front of it. Let's see.
B-Man, is this thing immune to... Oh, wait, I don't know that. If it's making a melee attack, can I flashbang it?
It is going to make a melee attack, yes.
There we go. Use ability. I can use it on others because of improved flare.
Okay. Disadvantage on this first attack. Gotcha. And Cowweb is a tough cookie to crack. Let's see. Yeah, 21.
Fuck.
Yes! Alright, it just beats it.
Damn.
As these barbed tentacles would reach out and they sink into Cobweb's skin as he takes 17, I think this is bludgeoning damage. And he gets, let's see, is it restrained? He gets restrained.
Alright, let's see if he's got anything that like halves that or something.
I'm not sure he does.
Okay, no, that's just +1. Okay, that's for just his armor. Alrighty. You said 17, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, and then after being restrained, he will go for a bite attack. Given the circumstances, this will have advantage. There is a sickening crunch of tooth against plate, as despite being gripped close to its mouth, the creature underestimates the integrity of Cobweb's armor. And that is its go. Aerithal.
So it's safe to assume this thing probably wouldn't like daylight.
You can see... Well, yeah, that is an assumption.
That is an assumption. I'm...
Flashbang, hoo-ha-ha.
It would be funny to flashbang hoo-ha. However, it's also holding my friend, and I wanted to not do that, so, I have decided, as long as you're hitting Cobweb, why don't you do me a favor and stand in this wall?
Okay. It's a dex save from this bad boy. Hiya. It rolled an 18.
My save DC is definitely lower than that. It is
16.
16. Yeah.
It takes half the damage, I believe. Ow.
Yes.
The first damage it's taken yet.
Does it? Let's see. Let's say. I'm just making sure when it takes it there and when it doesn't take it. Okay, when it starts or ends its turn. So there's possibility for it taking double damage.
I see. Okay.
Alright, and since that was a spell, and that was an action, and I don't have any bonus action spells, I'm going back off a little. I'm a little scared of this guy. He frightens me.
Naturally. All right.
That is my turn.
Nadira.
Great question. I don't remember what my spells are. Do I have spell slots in that? I do. Okay. I'm gonna stand like comfy, cozy, like back here. I'll stay here. That was like 20 feet. This isn't a touch spell, right? I'll do 4th level. Let's see how this goes. No, we'll do 3rd level. I'm not gonna get that invested yet. Oh, thank God it rolls the dice for me. Ugh. I'm stressed.
Okay. One part. Makes the con save. It rolled a 26.
God damn!
Oh, Jesus.
It still takes half.
Still takes half.
That it does. All right. Anything else?
No, I'm gonna sit back here.
Nadira, up until this point, you've been clutching your book very tightly, almost instinctively throughout this entire adventure with 2 hands.
Oh, I did hear
course.
that on my way home.
The time has come for you to put it down. For casting spells and the somatic components, you quickly holster on your belt to do so, and you immediately feel overwhelmed as though it is demanding your attention and demanding action as if for you to suddenly betray it. Make a wisdom save.
Okay.
You can feel these ethereal chains almost try to command your next actions, but you steel yourself, understanding that you have to concentrate on the threats. There's a shuddering coming from your tome, and the sensation is gone. All right, Jaxtel.
So I failed the frighten save. What does that imply?
Let's see. I think if you make a melee attack towards it, it has disadvantage. Or I think it's any attack. Hang on a second.
I don't think you're allowed to move closer to it.
No, you
Yeah, I
can't
think
move
you
it
cannot
closer.
willingly approach it either. Yeah, it's also. Let's see. Disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls while the source of material is in line of sight, and you can't move closer. Yeah.
Okay, so I can attack it like normal.
You can, just with
Yeah.
advantage.
I guess. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. So, yeah. I will hex it,
Okay.
and then I will, move there so I'm out of difficult terrain, which I think that takes most of my movement. And, I'll E-blast it twice.
Okay.
And then with
disadvantage.
Disadvantage.
Oh, that's rough, buddy.
Well, that's a load of horse shit.
2 additional pings as it would glance this creature, seemingly not affecting it. You can see that there are many eyes embedded in this thing's head, and they all seem to move independently, shifting in its skull, and many turn their attention to you.
And my echo will just go there.
Okay.
Now I have a special hex thing. Oh yeah. You can go to the next person.
Top of the initiative once again. Dagny.
Alright. Gonna step out into the open. Over here. I can see it. And it'll be the first time I'm using this. It'll be right here.
Ooh.
Wow.
Ooh.
Sick.
Yes,
All
that's
right.
part of the word.
Ah, it fails. Shit.
Awesome!
All right.
20 damage. It has a level of exhaustion.
Oh. 1 level of exhaustion. We will mark that with. Let's see.
It's also glowing a dim greenish light, so it can't benefit from being invisible.
Not that entirely matters. Let me see. What's red plus green? What does that give us?
A color. I'm Googling it. Yellow.
Yep, it's turning yellow right now, so.
Yeller.
The blood-like radiance coming from this creature begins to glow yellow instead. Wow, alright, cool. Or starts its turn. Damn. Have to do that again on its turn. Alright. Good show.
And when it ends.
Alright, Cobweb. You are restrained.
So, how... Can he still melee attack? No, that's grapple, he can't. Restrained is nothing.
He can still. I think he still can. It's just disadvantage, right?
Attack rolls against the creature have... Oh, the creature has disadvantage. The restrained creature speed 0. Can't benefit from any bonuses to its speed. You can attack with advantage. And the creature's attack rolls have... Yes, he has disadvantage, but he can still attack. He's also frightened. I believe he failed to save. So, yeah, disadvantage
Yeah, but he's
anyways.
restrained, so it's not like he can move
Yeah.
anyway. So... Because he's got one-handed unarmed strike and then a two-handed one. What is the difference? Because it doesn't say. It just says two-handed or one-handed. Does anybody
Honestly, man, I have no idea.
Alrighty, well, he's just gonna fucking punch him twice then, I guess.
It might be if he's grabbing something, like in doing a strike with that, but that's
I'm assuming he's
No,
like,
two-handed is when he's using both hands to hit. One-handed is when he has a weapon in the other hand.
I got
Okay.
Alright.
He's gonna do 2 attacks. Disadvantage.
This is rough, man.
I fucking
Slam
suck.
those fists onto the base of its skull, shuddering its eyes a little, and they shift in their sockets, looking at Cobweb. The creature is unaffected as those attacks missed. They have to punch a little bit harder, you think?
He's gonna punch a little bit. He's gonna attempt to punch a little harder.
All right.
Hey, dang, dude, that's really nice about your spell that you get to do it again.
What the fuck? Why bother rolling for disadvantage? It's not even gonna hit anyway.
Well, a 16 might. Yay! A 16 hits.
Yay!
Alright. And then because that's his first hit, it deals an extra D6.
From the fire room?
From growing from the giant's might.
Oh yeah.
On each turn, one of the hits with a weapon or unarmed deals an extra D6.
Alright.
So.
So.
Oh no, not 2, 1.
It's an extra 15. That's 3 damage, so 15 total.
Very well.
Yes.
Beep, 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 beep. Okay.
Oh wait a minute. He's. Oh, that's 11 in fighter. Never mind.
What attribute was hexed when you put this on them?
Oh, that's right. Intellect.
Okay. What's that? Is that
Intelligence?
Yeah, intelligence. Let me pull it back up. I believe it's just disadvantage on those saves. Let's see where. Yeah, it disadvantage on ability checks made with the chosen ability.
Yeah.
I see. All right, 1 second.
So that's ability checks, not
Yeah.
saving throws.
Yeah, that's the
And
one thing about it.
I feel like that'd make it very, very OP for a first level spell if it was saving throws. Oh, whatever.
Okay. That brings us to its turn proper.
Don't forget about Sickening Radiance.
And the wall.
The wall is only if it moves or ends its turn in there.
I see. All right. Sickening Radiance once again is a. Boop, 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 boop. It passes. Oh, yeah, it passes. And takes. We'll just honor the previous damage. That's 10. Okay. Let's see.
Wait, level of exhaustion. What does that do?
I think it's just skill checks for now.
Okay.
Yeah. Everyone who is facing this, there is a shudder in your minds as you hear words invade your sensory. Everyone make a wisdom saving throw.
What the
Fuck you! I yell at it.
Is this another fear effect?
This is a charm.
I have advantage, and so does Nadira.
So does Jax.
Oh my god, that
Yeah, whatever.
Why is it not rolling? There it goes. Simple.
Hey, I got rid of that 2 for you.
It doesn't change it.
I know, I'm just fucking around.
What did? Oh, Cobweb did pretty good.
Oh, that's a legendary action. I see.
I see.
Damn, everyone did pretty good. How anticlimactic. The only one to be affected is Cobweb, who you see his eyes begin to glow a similar red, to which the Mind Worm will put him down.
Oh no.
As Cobweb turns towards everyone else.
Oh shit.
So from this point on, are you going to take his sheet?
Yeah.
If it is under the worm's control? Okay,
Yeah.
good. That makes it easier for me.
Yeah. Let me see. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Excellent. Okay. And the worm is going to move here.
Bye-bye.
Oh, if it moved out, it takes the same damage from the wall of fire.
How much?
Let me scroll up from when I first casted it.
It was like
23.
Yeah.
Ouchies. You hear a shuffling of, well, you don't hear shit, but you can feel the vibrations of stone being dug into. There we go. Aerithal.
This is unfortunate. The big guy seems to not be our friend right now. What can I do? Fucking got rid of the one spell that could have done it, you bitch. Shit. Crap. Suppose. I am going to take the dodge action
Okay.
and stand right here, not wanting to move.
Very well. Nadira.
I do not have a plan for this.
Use that thinking noggin.
Thinking Noggin was left in surgery today.
I got put in a dog.
I'm looking. Give me a sec. I'm bopping to this music. Panic. I'm having a really good time right now. I honestly don't know. Cobweb's big and strong and scary. So I'm gonna go Earth Elemental. Just in case we fuck around and find out with this.
Right?
I have an idea, at least for Cobweb.
And then I'm gonna at least put myself in front of the squishy wizard as like a physical barricade.
Alright.
Okay. We're chilling.
Oh wow, look at this. Alright, Jackstill. The earth is turning.
Alrighty. It's gonna break concentration on Hex, which at this point I'm okay with. But I'm gonna cast Suggestion on Cobweb and tell him to stay. And if he fails, I think he stays there for up to 8 hours. Or until my concentration's broken.
Let me see. Alright. I'll make a wisdom save, I suppose. Yeah, he ain't too good at that. And stay he will.
He will stay there for up to 8 hours.
Dagny.
Okay. She has no idea where this thing is gonna come from. So... Second half. She is...
That's why I took the dodge action.
Yeah, this way. She's gonna hold on to concentrating on the spell, because it's basically giving her extra AC, because that moves it up to 17. So, she will also take the dodge action.
Alright. Cobweb is parking it there. Alright. To everyone waiting in anticipation, there is a sudden explosion of mud.
Of course.
Alright. Closest target is Jackstol. Let's see here. Let's go for this. Wow, that sucks. That's a miss. And it's also gonna go for this. Come on, motherfucker. And it critically fucking fails. Dude, whoa. Why? God damn it.
Listen, flashbangs are just fun.
Aerofall.
That's unfortunate. Oh, you're within range of me. I am going to do something stupid. I am going
about
to
to get
attempt to
mollywopped.
harm it.
Motherfucker, that hits.
Nice.
I don't think anyone's ever actually seen Aerodol cast inflict wounds.
Nope. Gonna punch you in
A
the
little
face
bit
and
more
cast some
darker than his
flip-flops.
usual light.
Mm-hmm. Christ.
And that is my turn.
At the end of your go, we are going to activate an ability. Da-da-da-da-da.
Ah, fuck.
It's going to use a legendary action here.
Of course it is.
This costs 2 legendary actions. It is going to psychically drain our friend Cobweb. Bop, 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 bop. Cobweb receives 8 psychic damage. Which honestly for him doesn't really seem like that big of a deal.
Well, unfortunately, it's
I did it
actually
for
a
you.
bigger deal for us. Because the spell ends.
No, that's only if we attack him, I think. If any of you or your companions damage the target.
Okay,
There
cool.
you go. And you see blood would culminate around the eyes and leak into it, as though it is psychically drinking the blood out of Cobweb.
Ew.
Alright. Nadira, are you back from the bathroom? That's a shame. Jack
Bruh.
still.
Okay. Jack's gonna snap his fingers and swap places with his Echo as a bonus action,
Very well.
because he is. Alrighty, and then he's going to. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Eldritch Blast it.
Which the frightened is worn off if you needed to know. Let's see. Both of those do hit.
Okay, then that's the damage.
Ow. Ow. Alright. And that's your go.
Yep.
Nadira.
Okay. Oh, we moved. Okay, we're
Yeah.
close now. I guess I'll step up to him. Feels like a bad idea, but I'll do it anyway. And I'm gonna try to punch him.
Okay.
Do it. Punch him in the face.
That's the first punch.
That hits.
This
Ow,
will be the second punch. That punch misses.
Okay. Dagny.
Alright.
This thing is beginning to break apart. It's almost as if its skin is stone-like.
Stone-like, you say?
That doesn't mean it's made of stone.
Still, I know something that melts
Bolt
through
earth
stone.
and they just tie it in a knot. Oh,
Let's see, each creature in the aura must make a dex save. Acid at the end of its turn. Alright, so it needs to succeed a dex save.
So it did add the extra 5d4 to that roll.
God damn it. So
it succeeds, so just roll 10d4. You can click the box literally in the spell card. It'll roll again, and we'll call it a day. So it takes, what, half of that, and then that's it?
takes half the initial damage and no damage at the end of the turn. Okay. Still.
Okay.
Alright. And I'm going to move behind my stony friend, and that will be my turn.
The end of your turn, Aerithal is receiving a bite.
No, don't do it.
Yep. Let's see.
Get munched out,
That
boy.
is a 22.
I don't like you very much right now.
Finally
Yeah,
hit
that hit.
something. Oh, God. The
Tell
first
us
bite
Mom
that
on it.
landed. That is 22 piercing damage.
Oh!
Ow.
Which brings us to Cobweb's turn. He is still under the effects of this. Although he took damage, which I believe that... Is that and yeah,
Only
that
if
would
it's
not-
friendly fire.
No, it's only if it's like the allies.
What do you mean?
Us. We have to hit him.
Yeah, either him or his companions have to damage him. At the end of the spell, suggestion.
Must make a suggestion to be worded in a manner that sounds reasonable.
Oh, I need to make a concentration save.
Oh.
Well, there goes Wall of Fire.
Yeah,
Goodbye,
I told
that-
it to
One
stay.
thing to understand is this needs to sound reasonable, and right now
It
you
is
are all
reasonable.
you are all considered enemies to him at the moment, and to sit there and just allow his master to be afflicted like this is not necessarily reasonable.
Yeah, his master is the one that attacked him, if you're putting it in that sense.
Not necessarily what I'm referring to here, but to be reasonable as in like it's a more social spell if you think about it.
Uh-huh.
But the point that the ruling I'm making here, for it to just sit here and just allow this to happen, not doing its job, is not reasonable. Does that make sense? It's not like you're casting Dominate on him, you know?
No.
Or Command Word. So he's gonna move now. That's gonna end. And he's gonna take 2 attacks towards the nearest enemy, which would be Jackstol. Which he did roll to be free when he took damage from that effect. He's still under the effects.
Eh.
Alright. How's a 25 versus your AC?
Hit.
There we go. That is 8 bludgeoning damage to you, good sir. Now this 2-hand strike, is that... Because he's unarmed right now, so I'm assuming this is what he's doing. We would get one more.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Alright, yeah. I've never actually looked at that until now.
Yeah.
The second one is a 23.
Yeah, that hits. Yeah, when you look at it, it just says one hand and then two hand, and then there's
Again,
no description.
two-handed is when
Yeah.
he doesn't have a weapon or shield in either one of his hands. One-handed
Yeah,
is what he does.
I understand the concept.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
5
it's low.
damage from the second attack.
And
to
what
get-
was it, 8 for the first one you said?
Yeah, so 13 total. Okay. And that brings us to the Mindworm's turn proper. Okay. Jesus Christ, that's devious. Okay. Let's do this as its action. You see it take a deep breath, and there's this wave of this pulsing red fog that would wash over Nadira, Dagny, and Aerithal. It's a very similar wave to what was emanating out of the boreholes. The 3 of you make con saves.
Does it hit? Does it hit the echo in the area?
The echo's not affected by this.
God.
Okay.
Alright, we're gonna... Arcane Deflection that, so that makes mine a 16 con save.
Delightful. The DC is... What the fuck? Come on. Come on. DC is 16.
Whew! Just made it.
Yeah, the only one
I
to
don't
succeed.
feel good.
This is Sleep Breath. And to the two of you that have failed, you fall unconscious for 10 minutes until you take damage.
fuck.
Demon. Magic. Oh, this isn't magic.
Not magic.
Oh, I have a question.
It's a monster ability.
Fuck.
Yes.
It says I'm immune to unconscious. Is that what this is?
Yes.
I'm immune, sorry.
Damn. God. Aerithal.
Demon. I got hit. Didn't I fail to save?
Oh, that's right. You're asleep. Nadira.
Punch. Punch. Oh, that misses. Punch
Miss.
again. Oh, that does not miss.
Yep. Anything else?
Nope.
How many hit
Short
points
and
do you have
sweet.
as that thing?
How many?
Yeah.
126.
Are you sure you're able to transform into that thing? Jesus Christ.
Well, it's less than half my challenge rating, so yeah.
I'd like to explore that later. Something doesn't seem right. Jaxthol.
The echo is going to attack.
Okay.
Where'd my character sheet go? So, boom, boom.
Oh, wow. Nice. Oh, there's a fucking, like, that's a CVS receipt's worth of scrolling. Holy shit. Okay.
Yeah, I know. His tight cutter's long.
And there we
And
go. Ouch.
Let's see, where's it? Manifest. Bonus action. I will unleash Incarnation to add another attack to it.
Good call.
And then I will, where'd it go? Roll that again. And then
Ouch.
action surge and do it all over. Manifest echo again.
Oh,
That just roll another one. Ouch. God. Wait a minute. How many ones did you just roll?
2.
3.
Jesus Christ.
I'm gonna
One.
shit myself.
2. Oh, man.
Hey, but you know what?
Ouch.
At least the others hit.
The others did hit.
I got a crit out of it.
You did, so that kind of makes up for it. This thing's looking really messed up right now, and you can see this strange light emanating drool that is coming from its somewhat broken mouth. It's a cross between this auric water and blood, and you can see the eyes are shaking furiously. Oh yeah, it can do legendary stuff, can't it? Good. What's the range on this? Yeah, bite attack towards the indestructible Nadira. Let's see it. That's a 21.
Yeah, that hits.
You take 17 piercing damage.
Okay, so have this. It's
8.
9, 8.
Yeah, D&D rolls
Sure.
down.
8.
Dagny.
Okay, it's quick with its feet. I don't fucking pick this thing for all it's fucking worth. Fuck. When in doubt.
Aha! You can press some molten incantation into your hands and release it at this creature. Let's see. It rolls a 17. Hey, meets a beats it. Alright. Do this.
That's 14 fire damage.
Okay. That's your go. At the end of your turn, it's gonna psychic drain our friend Cobweb again. Beep, 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 beep. He takes 11. And he gets to reroll the save. Hold on. What the hell? Come on. +10, what's his whiz modifier? 11. Fortunately, he still hasn't shaken that yet. Which brings us to his turn. And he is under
I'm gonna get punched again.
Boonga Boonga mode. Serve Master, so yeah, I'll do 2 attacks towards that snaky boy over there. That is an 18 and a 24.
I know the 24 hits. And then yeah, meets it, beats it, so they both hit.
Okay. The total damage from both his attacks is... Oh, he rolled pretty good. 17.
Alrighty.
And one last legendary thing he has. One more bite towards Nadira. Come on, do something cool. Nope, it misses. And that is its turn now proper. Okay. More barbed. Actually, let me see what else can it do. Where does it smell the most blood? Yeah, everyone's doing pretty good right about now. Very interesting. Okay. It will do barbed tentacles this time towards Nadira. For a 16 versus your AC.
Misses.
What the fuck? It will bite you again.
Okay.
For a 14.
Also misses.
What the fuck, dude? Okay, Aerithal, you're asleep.
I mean,
Nadira,
hardly cobweb.
don't. All right, just it's your turn.
While you're here, you want to get rid of the concentration thing for me?
Oh, on Cobweb? Yeah.
And me as well.
Oh.
I keep getting the notifications for it and everything.
Oh, that definitely misses.
Well, the fucking 20 doesn't. Jesus. Okay. Anything else?
No.
Jax.
Echo's gonna attack and then use my last manifest echoes to attack 3 times. Boom, boom, boom. Or unleash incarnation, not manifest.
Nice.
Oh. Yeah.
Oh, that's the wrong one again. Hitting all the wrong shit.
Daxtel,
How do
you
it?
kill the mind worm?
I like to think instead of just the echo, just the stabbing and slashing, because it is it incorporeal basically?
The echo? Somewhat,
yeah,
yes.
the echo, somewhat. Oh, okay. I like to just think of it as it like kind of goes into the worm, kind of, and just kind of like just slashes its way from the inside and all that. And,
Oh, pull it in Neo, huh?
just run it through. Yeah.
That's a
You
callback.
witness this thing writhe in agony, and you see the tide cutter puncture at multiple points as all of its blood-soaked eyes burst. And you see this thing give off a guttural scream, which, despite the fact that you're all deafened, you hear it in your minds. It is dead.
Man, I'm having a great nap.
Ah, yeah, Jax will go up to Arathal and like just slap him to try to wake him up.
Yeah, you wake him up.
Yeah, 5 more minutes.
And with the controller dead, Cobweb comes to his senses.
I think at that point, Dagny will... Oh, shit. Didn't mean to do that. Dagny will step out from behind Elemental Nadira and pull off the headphones and look at this thing full on.
This thing is an abomination. It is in a horror for which matches the description for all of the things that you have been told about coming from the uninhabitable zone of internal Helios. And given that this thing has these eyes that just seem to see with more than just vision, you have a feeling that you've slain something that has the capacity to torment people's minds and ways of life in ways that even now you still don't quite completely understand.
She will go ahead and reach into the bag of holding and pull out one of the many pieces of parchment she managed to grab in her travels and try to draw this thing as best as she can.
You get a pretty decent angle, given that this thing is no longer a threat, and you take your time to copy down all of its intricacies and get multiple angles, and you get a pretty good description of this on paper.
And she writes down all the things that it is capable of, that she's learned. But as for naming it, she just draws a line and puts a couple of question marks next to it.
I call it a fucking asshole. I think Cobweb's giant form goes away. Like
Yeah,
pretty
less
soon.
a minute.
Yeah, and then Jax doesn't think this is the creature we're actively looking for, but he wants to go over to its mouth and just like inspect like any saliva or anything, because obviously if it's been biting creatures and like us, it's got to have built up some, and see if it matches what we've seen and collected.
Definitely has this disgusting saliva that has streaks of crimson, and it reeks of blood the same way these burrow holes do. It certainly has a voracious appetite, that much is clear.
So it's just saliva. I don't really, doesn't look any. Okay.
Well, it does have some blood mixed in.
Yeah. Okay. I don't think this is what we're looking for actively. I think this just happened to be in the area.
Why would it attack us?
Well,
Opportunity.
yeah, but we are in its home if it's been using these burrows and everything. I think this is just another thing that was awakened when everything shifted around.
If the planet is alive, then this occurrence wasn't just happenstance. You heard what Anthosius said. Our souls and the facsimile that was Cobweb's eye are directly connected to Helios. If it knew what we were looking for something and it just happened to converge here and bring all its burrow holes to where we were going, I don't consider that coincidence. This thing had some sort of intelligence. I tried to imprison it in its own mind. It was completely immune to it. It's very psychically strong. Not to mention the fact that it can burrow its way through, so it may have sensed us the minute we entered this area. There was even a moment it connected to our minds. It tried speaking to us. You heard that, right?
Well, like, I still don't think this is exactly what we're looking for. We can postulate on this creature as we look for the other, or at least I don't know.
She'll go ahead and roll up the parchment drawing. I'm gonna write this down in my notebook, pardon me. Parchment of mind worm drawing. She'll go ahead, roll that up, stuff it in the bag holding. In that case, earmuffs back on and let's keep moving.
You want to go look at that shiny thing you were looking at before? Now that the worm is dead.
Yeah, there was fear that it would attack. I could sense it watching me, so let's go back that way then.
All right. And just to sense your intentions, you're going to investigate the rock and then ultimately keep moving forward through the opened, muddy passageway?
Yes.
Okay. Switch it back here for brevity's sake.
Mm-hmm.
You head back and check out. Hold on. Too much music playing. Whoop. There you go. Looking back at this, it looks like a giant crystalline stalagmite, and it just seems to have this pure white light dancing about it as though it was trapped inside the crystal. And leaning your hand to it, it does almost emanate this warmth. Just experimenting with it, you can't decipher too much about its applications, and this crystal is quite sizable too. It's about twice the size of you. You imagine it's going to be a significant challenge to move it, should you attempt to do so.
I don't think we could move something this big if we can at least take a chunk of it.
Just be careful, since it looks like that light is like trapped in there. Who knows if breaking the seal is just gonna cause it to boom.
We'll see. Did anybody have a pickaxe? Because I don't have one.
Yeah, Jax will just conjure up one using the hexblade stuff, and then take a swing at it.
All right. You go ahead and with your pick, you bite into this thing, and there is a brief, violent flash of light that would briefly blind everyone watching before a piece of this crystal would clamber onto the ground. There's only the faintest traces of light that are still coming off of this shard, but you are able to take it.
I'll examine it thoroughly, try and figure out its properties.
There's not too much else you can discern from this thing from what you've already been able to surmise, only that it is very much able to retain light and does have some, I'm going to say, abjurational properties.
Interesting. I don't really... think I'm gonna hold on to it. I'm just gonna test to see if it reacts to magic in general. I'm gonna cast Prestidigitation on it and kind of try and make the light inside of it glow a little bit brighter, like candlelight almost.
You cast your candlelight inside of this, and it almost seems to bounce around inside the crystal as though a reflective mirror. It seems very good at trapping things inside of it.
Might put this to use. So, write this down in my notes. Gem is capable of trapping magic. Okay. She's gonna take that piece of the gem and just stuff it in one of her pockets, not putting it in the bag of holding.
You do so.
This gem, it's capable of trapping magic inside of it. There's possible abjurational properties. It might be best if we try and get a piece for each of us, just as a test, I feel.
Just give me 60 seconds. I'll be right back.
Imagine Mango is doing something.
He didn't like scream before he threw his headphones down, so I think he's doing good.
Yeah, probably a quick pre-break then. Gonna take a whiz.
All right, sorry about that. All right, and I believe the intention was everyone is taking a sample of this crystal for themselves.
Yes, that was the intention.
Through some continuous.
Nah, I'm good.
For those
Fucking
who
crystal,
want,
fuck it.
for those who are interested, there is a continuous blinding light for each chip of this crystal that is taken. But ultimately, you are all able to recover this anomalous crystal piece.
One piece per person. Maybe someone here in the interior probably knows what it is or has seen it, what it is. Probably could figure out more.
And with that, you would find that the rest of this cavern is devoid of anything of particular use. It seemed like just a place containing something terrible.
Let's go.
And forward you would all go. And I believe you were all heading back towards Kunahole.
Yep.
We'd attempt to, I would assume, if this technically goes the right way.
Okay. Let's see. Let's have a round of investigation rolls to see if you can navigate your way back towards the correct place.
I cast guidance on Dagny
I might need it.
just to further curse B-Man. Right on Dagny.
Okay, that gives me 18.
This takes... Oh, one else is still rolling.
That is all.
Ouch.
That way's north, right? Pointing south.
These tunnels give you a considerable amount of grief, and a good 2 hours of confused travel would pass as there's a light of aura dancing through the Helio Stone, which you follow as a rough guide. But there's twists and turns and loop backs that would frustrate you to great effect. There's the occasional tremor that is felt throughout the stone that would put you all on considerable edge as you're just about having enough of all of this moving stone, resulting in grief. Through trying a number of different routes and keeping tabs on exhausting different zigzags and 3 or 4-way splits, you eventually come across a larger cavern that bears some familiarity in its complexion. And exhaustedly, you would finally come across that smudged charcoal writing on the wall, for which you had passed over twice now. It looks like, although you're exhausted, you have finally found your way back to Kunahold.
Alrighty. I would assume that I did write down all the stuff about the whatever this forget-me-not creature is that we were attempting to hunt. Everything we learned about it on the pad.
Mhm.
And he's going to try to find that guard as long as there's not like a crowd surrounding the dead corpse of an official.
All right. 1 second. Boop. You look back upon the notes for which you still have, and, well, everything seems to be in order. Gotta count for everyone that wrote down everything that they had, and there are no surprises to be found. Coming back and approaching the mouth of the tunnel leading to the entrance to Kunahold, you can see that there is a bit of a blood stain that is now soaked into the gravel, for which the officer had collapsed. However, the officer himself is not present. You can see there's some dwindling onlookers. There seems to be a lot less people running around right now than there was previously. And for the few that you can spot, you can see that they appear to be on edge. It looks like word may have spread that something is not right, but it seems like the damage was done.
Well, I've done all I can do, and I just pocket the notebook again.
As for everyone else, this is a welcome sight despite all the trial and tribulation, and you are, in fact, weary from all this travel. You haven't had the opportunity to lay down since being involved in a train wreck and a monster hunt.
I need a bath.
Yeah, I guess we would head back to the tavern that we left Brutus at, considering he bought us rooms for the night,
Mm-hmm.
All right.
and just meet back up with him.
Now, you did get a rundown that there's the upstairs floor. There's a whole large room that has, I think, 10 beds, I said. So plenty of sleeping quarters to hang your hat in. And I imagine everyone is doing well to get this rest that they so desperately need.
Mm-hmm.
Forward you go.
Yeah. Are the rooms like single, like one bed rooms, or did we get like a big group bunk bed type thing?
So this tavern is favored for working crew that come in and out. So there's a series, like there's 4 or 5 rooms in total, and each of them are large rooms that have a series of bunks. There's 10 beds in total in the one that you guys took. Coming through to the tavern, you would see the barkeep looking a bit tired himself. It's what you would imagine to be theoretically late in the night, and he would direct you to the quarters. You think that Brutus may be out cold, given the state that you had left him in. And you can see a clear path going up a set of rickety stairs to an upper level, with a first door on your left being where you can finally sleep.
Alrighty, Jaxel will take a pillow and remove like the top sheet and then go into one of the corners facing the door and kind of set up and like sit down position, put the pillow behind him and lean back in the corner, and that's how he will go to sleep.
Scroll yourself away, and finally having an avenue to sit down and breathe, you doze off. What's everyone else doing?
Before Dagny went upstairs, she would ask the innkeeper where she can procure a bath or at least a washing basin.
He would point towards a far door on the first floor that leads to a hallway. Well, there's some areas for people staying the night like yourself that they can get washed up. Given there's many dirty crews that come through here, they don't like to leave charcoal stains on our pillows, and we don't like to clean them. So there's plenty of accommodations for you, dear.
Thank you. She'll head over that way.
Yeah, you get a nod from Mr. Token as he goes back to cleaning a series of dishes. And a sight to behold. A very nice put together wash area. And you take a look at this little offshoot, and there's a curtain on a rod which retracts, which gives you the privacy that you are so desperately needing. And there's this little tub. And curiously, its make is very nice. It's this sleek white material. It's almost feels like marble. You're not quite sure. It's new to you. And there is a pipe that is leading right into this. And you see there's a strange looking knob for which, if you turn it a certain way with a bit of a creak, water comes out. This is quite intuitive. There's a series of small little vials that are on some hanging like hooks, and they seem to be little ointments and little somethings. They smell very nice, almost like flowers, and they seem to be cleaning agents. It takes you a little while to piece all this together, but you have just a tinge of jealousy that they have such nice areas to clean themselves off. It puts Highshine to shame.
We seem so ass backwards compared to this place. But she says that, but she grabs like armfuls of this stuff and just puts it on the edge of the tub as it's filling up. Strips down bare and goes ahead and cleans and soaks herself in the tub.
You have to stop yourself from falling asleep in this tub as you have a relaxing moment, the likes of which you're not sure you ever would have again, given all that you've endured within the most recent set of events. And you are quite restful and relieved. And this is the cleanest you think you've ever felt. It takes a good 20 or so minutes, but you can see everything that washed off of you pool into this basin. There's the black and brown as there's soot and dirt, and there's crimson streaks of blood that come off as well. You're not sure if it's someone else's from the beast or your own. Who's to say? You're just glad it's off of you.
I think at some point when she's relaxing, she just kind of absentmindedly touches this cheek that was slashed by Akota's razor-sharp feather.
A brief tinge of pain, and you wince as the wound is still open, and there's the faintest trace of crimson that is met on your fingers. You're not sure if this wound ever will heal.
I think at that point she will get out of the tub and dry herself up and put her clothes back on. And she will go up to the innkeeper and will ask him, do you happen to have a thread and needle?
I think we may have a spare one or two. We usually keep it that the tablecloths have seen a lot of wear, so I think we have some sewing supplies in a basket nearby. Let me see.
If you could give me the strongest thread you have.
Oh. Now, there is a seamstress in town, and she may be able to help if it's something that needs to be able to resist some grit, if you will.
Unless your seamstress is good at sewing the skin, that's not what's needed.
I understand. Well, I can offer some of my supplies. I have plenty of it, it's of no charge, given everything that your group has spent this evening. I think this will do nicely. Try it out, and if you need some assistance, the seamstress may not be the best for such a thing. I would maybe try one of the medicinal areas.
Well, I have the cleric. Maybe he might be able to help me. Thank you. This will be returned to you in the morning. And
Rest well.
Thank you. And she'll head up to the room and, closing the door behind her, she will... Well, is Erithol asleep or is he awake?
Erithol?
I'd say right now he's nodding in and out.
She will approach Erithol and very lightly shake him. Erithol,
Yeah.
I need
Yeah.
your help.
Alright.
And I present him with the strong thread and the needle. I need you to stitch the wound closed.
Did they try that with me back at the farm? Yeah, worth a try. Just to give my... yeah, I'll do that.
All right. Make a medicine check.
Can I give myself guidance?
Of course.
I don't know what else I was concentrating on.
I think it was wall of fire, but then you never
think
just
it's
took it off.
Yeah.
safe to say that that is long past.
31.
Oh
Expertly
my god.
done. Given that you have had more than enough experience healing wounds, I'm sorry, you need to move out of there. Sorry. Dumbass. You try your hand at sewing this yet again. Or sewing a wound yet again. This wound, however, is a bit different. It doesn't necessarily coagulate or close, or even the passive bleeding that you seem to incur by applying pressure to it doesn't really ever seem to slow down. And the more you agitate it, the more it bleeds. And although for Dagny it is definitely a painful and unpleasant process, given how tired you are, it's somewhat numbed. And there is a decent amount of stitch work done into this. The wound is now sutured shut, given your work, but you understand that this thread is the only thing that is keeping it closed. It may be the only thing that ever will keep it closed.
Fair enough. And
Knows.
she will very calmly take the needle and thread from Erithol. Thank you.
No problem. Who knows? Maybe once we figure out more stuff about our condition, we'll find ways to fix it.
Given that this wound was doled out by an angel of death, I doubt it ever will.
We have something very rare and unique. Time will tell.
Why does he sleep like that? It's so weird.
I don't know.
I'm not fully asleep, you know.
Shit, I think he heard us.
I don't sleep in beds because of what that old man did.
Oh, yep, no, I remember, no.
Also, for like a good chance part of my like 40 years, I didn't have a bed, so they are more uncomfortable to me rather than like anything else. So there's that too.
This old man. What was his name?
Okay, I never actually came up with one, so name generator time.
His name was Bitch.
Hit random a bunch of times. His name was Foldwin. He's gone now, so you don't need to worry about it.
Yet you're still afraid.
Trauma runs deep. Your feelings don't go away when the thing that hurts you goes away. That's why I've been trying to tell you to keep it all in check, because then you'll hold on to a 40-year grudge just like me.
Living in fear doesn't help either, and she walks over to her bed.
Spicy.
I don't need to fear him anymore. But it's not more. It's a comfort thing. I got all those 40 years out of my system.
He just likes being a hobo.
Sleeping on the floor in a corner still means you're afraid. And she lays down and tries to drift off to sleep.
Fucking loading. About to have a dream sequence.
Damn. As for Jaxthal, the words about fear kind of leave a bad
shit.
taste in your mouth. You don't take kindly usually to people judging you in such a sensitive topic, and now that the cat is out of the bag, so it kind of leaves you in a bit of a rotten mood. But nevertheless, you are able to take a sigh to at least get that held breath out of your system and try to unwind to the best of your ability. And there's a fret of discomfort as it comes up and subsides. Your tiredness is definitely winning in this fight, but the intermittent times that you go to open your eyes just to stare at yourself at the ground and close and open them again, your eyes play tricks on you as you open them once again, and you can see that your legs are partially see-through, and you can see the floorboards beneath them, and think little of it, and close your eyes again, and kind of rub the sleepiness out of your eyes, and open it again, once you realize that this etherealness is still there. And you look and you can notice that your hands, your arms, you can see right through it. And there's this black wisping that's coming off of the edges of your body, almost as if you're looking and perceiving things through your echo.
Oh, thank God. I thought I was going to be Marty McFly. I guess, like, I'm still in the room and everything. Like, the echo. Like, I can stand up, turn around, and see, technically, myself still sleeping or whatever.
You stand up, and you can feel the entire room shift, as if everything had a very thin layer of sand on it. And upon moving yourself into a more upright position, that sand shakes away, and you watch your surroundings simply blow away into dust. And you can see everything behind it.
Oh.
New stuff, new stuff.
You look around, and just like that, you're somewhere you're not. And looking at your body, it's almost one for one for your echo. as if you had projected it somewhere much farther away than wherever you were. But this place, while you haven't seen it before, it feels familiar. Although it's been a long time since you felt this.
It feels like the book.
Your thoughts served you well, as that is exactly the last time that this kind of sensation washed over you. It's familiar, beckoning you forward.
Yeah, I'll follow those feelings.
You walk around and you can survey the landscape, and although the feeling that this place gives you is familiar, this surroundings, they're quite telling. It simply looks like a twisted version of a place that maybe once was, or a place that still is. Unfamiliar to you all the same. Why don't you make an investigation roll? Actually, scratch that. Make a religion roll.
Ah, you fuck. It could have been good, but now it's not. Oh, it's still the same.
Shit!
It's still the same +1. I thought I had like a minus something to it.
You feel like you're being shown this place for a reason. You don't know where that tome is, where it came from, its origins. You just know that it is the reason that you can do so many of the things you can do. And despite the fact that you seem to be in control of your echo here, your echo oddly feels more solid, more present than ever before. The place you're in right now is the best interpretation of how this strange, ghostly energy permeates. It seems to be a dark reflection of a real place. The only signs of life are these wisps of feathers that intermittently would go overhead. It looks like ravens, although they are a bit more vague in their shape to be certain. There is a hole in front of you that suggests that this place was once of great prowess, but no longer. Despite the fact that so much of this is unfamiliar to you, the feeling guides you. And you feel like this site you're being shown for a specific purpose. But there's plenty to explore.
Nah, I gotta go to the big hold religious place or whatever the hell I'm looking at, the big building.
I see.
That seems like the most logical place to go rather than to just wander around a place I've never been. No matter how well it feels much like home.
There are crevices leading into the earth that are giving off this ghostly wisping and these vague shapes in the air, roughly shaped like birds, seem to circle around your head before trailing off somewhere else. And reaching the main gate of this place, you can see that it definitely has fallen to disrepair and has been abandoned for a long time. There is a archway that leads to these deteriorated gates, and you can see overhead there is some mason work that has a name that is engraved into the stone, but it seems like decay and dust and some otherworldly crime are preventing you from being able to get a name.
Damn it. I guess I'll push open the doors.
The gates do creak open, and you can see even here there is a variety of tomes that are discarded all around the place, in various states of make and disrepair, although they all seem to have a similar design to the book that you once possessed, as if this is an origin place.
Aside from like the covers, I'm assuming are like the same, do any of them look specifically like my book thickness wise? Because I'm assuming they're probably all different sizes and all that.
Looking around, there's a variety, but nothing ever seems striking enough to be a direct match to this place. It seems like there's more knowledge to be had as long as you are able to walk inside and gain more knowledge. Yeah, you have a courtyard area with these books strewn about. It's almost as if these books were organized further deep in and they were simply blown out.
Yeah, I guess unless anything specific calls out to me when I'm looking around at these books, I will continue moving on to what I would assume would probably be a library.
Why don't you roll perception?
Okie dokie.
This place is quite large, and it takes you a while to find any sort of directions. And you do see there is yet another sign, words within masonry, that suggest it's leading off somewhere. Although, again, there is some grime that has grown over it, which makes it hard to see. It's almost like a strange cold moss.
For this one, I'll specifically try to like scrape away the moss to look at it.
It takes a good while, and there's a cold, dead feeling to this grime, but eventually you do scrape enough of it off, and it does give you some words in a favorable direction. An arrow pointing over to the right that has a declining staircase, and the words reading, "To Candlekeep Archives."
Ah. Yeah. I'll follow it.
You begin to take your steps down. But something just seems a bit distracting, as if something far off is begging your attention, but you can't quite place why. And try as you might move forward, it's an intensely distracting feeling, and you feel your concentration on this place begin to falter.
If it feels like I'm gonna like fade away and leave this place, I'll turn back around and start following the feelings of whoever was trying to pull me before.
Stop.
Mango strikes
You double
again.
back. Not him. You double back, and trying to stay within this concentration, you find that it's ultimately a fruitless gesture, as you can feel something else pulling you with greater and greater force, until, in a similar fashion, this place disseminates into this black sand, and your surroundings change yet again as you open your true eyes.
I've awoken my third eye.
You're not where you fell asleep, and you look around, and you can recognize that you're still within Kunaholt, although you are now staring at yourself as your echo stares you down. It's as if this was a vessel you were just occupying, but no longer.
Okay, to make sure nothing fucky's going on, I'm gonna play like the mirror game with it. I'm gonna raise my right hand. Does the echo raise its left hand in a similar way? Or
As if you're trying to make sure that you can respond,
Yeah.
this responds to you.
well, if it moves with me, that means it's not in my control, and that means it's something else, basically.
Oh, I see. So you're trying to see if, okay, you would raise your own hand to see if this is a facsimile of your echo, but your echo does not do anything telling of deception.
I will then snap my fingers and dismiss it.
You are about to dismiss it, and you understand the feeling when it is dismissed. Just as your fingers are about to snap together, it suddenly disperses as though something else did it on its own behalf. You see its form violently ripped in half, and it is gone. It doesn't sit well with you.
I'm gonna... Jax will take a 360 and try to take in as much as possible to see if anything is watching him.
Roll perception.
Because if it is dismissed aside from me, that means it took damage or something. I almost hit persuasion.
Yeah, you gotta convince the shadows. You hear faintly there's commotion coming from one of those nearby towers. And before you have any chance to see something, you hear the mechanism releasing of a crossbow. And you hear the whizzing of the bolts go directly over your head and off in this direction. But curiously, you just simply don't perceive where it lands.
So, which direction did it come from? Because you just said over
It
my head.
came from here and shot over here.
Okay. So, that is a guard tower, and I either just appeared to him and now he's shooting at me, or something fucky's happening. Let me see. The pop-up. Do I have anything that can make me potentially invisible to just kind of like walk around? Nothing. Okay.
Well, you did roll with
Excel-
an 18. All right.
Yeah. I guess
You
we'll just
rolled an
get
18.
closer to the tower, because it's not
Okay.
like he can shoot directly down at me. That's like real fucking hard.
You look up and you hear shuffling, and you witness there is a figure that looks down at you with his crossbow still trained in that direction. A dwarf, to be sure, one that has mining equipment and earmuffs applied.
Do I have earmuffs on? Because
You do not
I
have
probably
yours
would have
on.
taken them away to go to sleep.
You did.
Ah, fuck. I did. I guess I'll just like kind of.
There's a franticness in his expression, and he is gesturing you to move.
Is he giving like a direction, or is he like kind of doing a generic out of the way?
Generic.
Okay, I'll go this way.
Before you take those steps, however,
Oh shit.
place it back right here. You are in possession of your muffs, so you just don't have them on, I'll add. And
Okay, yeah.
before you take those steps, you can feel that there's a sudden twinging pain in your wrist. And you look to your right hand and see that you have a small blade clutched very tightly in it. The edge of it is dripping in blood. You look to your left wrist, and you can see the words carved into your wrist, "Run."
Bruh.
Where? You said I'm outside the tavern, or am I just in just a generic location?
You don't know
in
where you
Vanilla?
are. You're in an alleyway by yourself.
I'm going to book it to. I'm assuming is this? Yeah, these are doors, right? Right there.
Where are you pinging?
Oh, did I not ping? Over here.
Oh, there.
On the map, it's the building on the top in the middle.
Oh, I see. So,
Yeah.
this that I'm pinging right here, this is a large wall. You actually can't technically see over this. It's a good 20 feet up of pure stone, and then an additional 20 feet of gate.
Oh, I'm on the other side of that? I can't really tell. Okay.
You are. Yeah, you are in an alley. Here's one wall. Here's the other.
Okay, I'm assuming then these are at least a doorway or like an archway to somewhere, and I'll book it that way. And then while I'm doing that, I guess I'll throw my earmuffs on. Since that guy is obviously wearing them. He knows something's up.
I assume you're making the muffs a priority.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Seeing something is not right, you quickly put these things on, And the second that you do so, this feeling of unnerve that you've had up until this point changes greatly. It is replaced with a sense of imminent fear. You look towards the blackness to the west, and you can feel fear crawling up your spine. You've awoken from one nightmare only to realize you're still living another.
Yeah, I'm going to.
Bitch.
So.
It's creepy.
Roll
So
for initiative.
Oh, you. Wow. Okay.
Okay, well, before this, I'll still roll for initiative and everything, but, what? Did I technically get a full night's sleep or no? Because I just want to know for spell reasons.
You didn't really get the chance to get a full night's rest.
Would it count as a short rest?
I will allow it.
Cool, I do get my spell slots back then. Where? Oh, that's a rest. Where's the... There we go, short rest.
It's so cool looking and horrifying at the same time.
Okay, and then, those back. Did I hit initiative? I did, okay.
Jesus, Havar. It's rough, buddy. Jaxful, you're at the top of the initiative.
Yeah, because fuck this fucking thing. I'm gonna... And then I'm gonna throw a couple E-blasts at it.
Go for it.
Fucking probably miss.
Let's see.
It's both, there's two 12s.
Both miss. And that's your go. Alright. Let's see what we can do. Christ.
If I die, I die. I won't remember it anyway.
Neither will anyone.
Exactly.
You see that this body of this horrendous, writhing, multi-headed, bleeding creature is partially submerged in the cobblestone streets, and you see that its serpentine movement matches the trails you once followed to a T, and it closes in.
Hey, buddy.
How many of these does it get? Christ. Oh my
Oh,
god.
that's a big fucker.
Yep.
Alright, let's see how we do. Alright, that is a 14, which I imagine misses.
That misses.
One bite attack goes wide. A 25 will hit you
Yes, sure.
as you take 17 damage as this thing bites into your
Nice.
skin. And
Nice.
last attack is a 22
Yeah, that hits.
as you take 17 additional damage from another head that seems to bite into your skin and rip off a chunk for which it rapidly consumes.
Yeah, hungry motherfucker.
That brings us to Havar. He's gonna take a step back. Terrified, of course.
Oh, yeah, it's probably like level abouts with him, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
And he would throw right here a smoke charge. Let's see. He produces this from his belt of dwarven tools. Whoop. Everything in here becomes heavily obscured, giving you a chance to make a move on that. And you can hear from above he is scuffling around. As he is gonna... Yeah. Let's just have him do an acrobatics roll, because this is...
He's fucking jumping out of the fucking roof.
You know better. That's a hard landing. Jacksville.
Alrighty, let's do... Right. Yeah, that's not part of the wall. That's... No, that is part of the wall.
You should run.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I will... you know what? Oh, I need to see, don't I?
Yeah.
For Manifest Echo. Could I manifest it next to me? Technically?
It's you can manifest it within 15 feet, is it?
Yeah, but like before I left the smoke, can I manifest it there? Like next to me, even though technically I need to see it? Or...
Yeah, it makes sense enough.
Yeah, so it'll be... I don't know, where was I? Somewhere like around there, so it'd probably be like... Yeah, like right there's fine. And then, I will action dash. Where does this go? Where's this area go? Because I'm assuming I can see down the hallway.
You can see it's a little alcove, kind of like a pseudo garage where there's a series of crates and barrels.
Oh, so there's fucking nothing there.
Yeah. I mean, the alley continues.
Yeah.
There's also a grate to get across there, although it's 25 a wall and then 25 or 20 additional feet of a raw iron fence.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to climb that in time, so I will
Door,
go.
and then yeah, there's that.
Yeah, I'll go to that door and just check to see if it's like locked or anything.
Locked tight for the night.
Yep. Okay, then I'll move the extra 5 feet and I'll just keep running. Oh, then I have to. The Echo moves with me. And that'll be it. That's all of my everything I can do.
Okay. You hear the snapping of jaws, multiple, as this thing is writhing. You can tell it's taking bites in random directions in a voracious attempt to attack the dwarf that just saved your life. Although it doesn't seem to connect with anything, and it will continue. Cautiously moving through the smoke, so its attention was on the tower. It is still obscured and has not spotted you yet. Havar. You know what? Action dashing sounds like a fucking great idea. That's good. Your go, Jax.
Alrighty, it's gonna... well, technically it's off the map, but he's gonna dash and then continue and then have the Echo follow.
Alright. And I imagine that's gonna be your continued action is to get as much distance as you can.
Yeah, unless it just like ends up barreling on top of me, then I guess I'll attempt to fight it, but other than that, it's just running.
Alright. And you reach the map's edge and continue around a sharp bend where you are allowed to use your prowess of navigating the streets of Undershire to your advantage pretty well here, given the environments. As you are off of this battle map.
Yeah, if any like alleyways that turn into like kind of like maze areas, I'll duck in between and just start just zigzagging, running in random directions to just completely lose it. Even if I completely get lost in the city, that's the plan.
Roll athletics.
Fuck. Hey.
Even with you gaining as much distance and taking all these twists and turns, you don't ever quite feel truly safe. And despite the fact that all immediate evidence of this creature's presence is now no longer apparent, you still have this fear crawling along your spine that you're in imminent danger unless you can find your people It seems to prey on those who are alone.
Yeah, I guess I'll try to navigate my way back to the bar, the tavern, because I would assume it would technically still be quote-unquote open, just not like serving drinks.
Given it's a tavern and as well as a place to hang your hat, yes. It would be a good
who knows
10
if
minutes
I can
of
get there.
It's a good 10 minutes of sprinting around Kunaholt. Do a roll. Give me a second. Poo.
Poo for me or poo for you?
That's poo for me. You see a familiar glint of Bessie parked towards the edges, and you follow the edge of town until you can clearly see the tavern for once you tried to sleep. The Cozy Cave Tavern is in sight once again. The streets are more quiet than ever. Your action?
Oh yeah, if I get into the town, I'm just gonna barrel through the open door. or just smash into it, just try to force it open.
Right, through you go.
Oh yeah.
It seems as though they are, at this point, closed for food business, although the way to get towards the upper levels where your friends are sleeping is easily done.
Is there anybody in the tavern just kind of like hanging around?
One or two people. They mostly seem to be working on cleaning things and restoring provisions.
Okay, I guess I will clutch wherever I got the flesh ripped out of me and everything, and just try not to spill any blood to give any kind of trail. And it just kind of, yeah, just full on sprint up the stairs and to, again, just smash through the door.
You are clutching your grievous wounds, and that door slams open, awakening its contents, except for Brutus, who is still passed the fuck out.
Look, who is it?
So, for, like, the first time that you've, I don't know, it's probably been, like 2 weeks maybe, that you've known Jaxthal?
Roughly.
He has genuine fear in his eyes as he's clutching his grievous wound.
Oh my god.
And I saw it. It's there. It's this big, ugly fucking white thing with a lot of heads. I could have died, but I met some dwarf in a tower. Holy fuck. I don't know why I was even out there. What the fuck?
Aerithal?
He's basically just like screaming that. I can't do the voice and yell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be healed, bot. Okay.
Cool.
Okay, well, we now have a problem then.
We either have to leave tonight, just steal that fucking transport, or we have to... Yeah, I'd rather just steal steal Bessie and just get the fuck out of here. Fuck this town. I give two shits about the people who live here.
Well, this is gonna seem kind of suspicious, us just up and leaving after just partially resting.
I do not care.
How did you even get there?
I don't know. You know the memory thing this thing does? You forget shit? Well, I forgot shit. There's a whole... I know, it's probably been, what, like 2 hours? How long has it been? Am I able to tell?
At this point, from where you all first sat down, it's been scarcely an hour.
Holy shit, it's only been like an hour. I don't know. Maybe it was just crawling through the city, and I it made a noise. I saw it through the window and fucking ran out. I've got no idea. I forgot it. Let's just get in the train. Let's just fucking get out of here. I ain't dying for a town I know nobody in. You don't all speak at once.
I'm not in charge.
Thinking. We probably should leave. I mean, if that's what one bite does to you.
I would assume the bite's like massive too.
Yeah, the size
like
of
the
this
wounds of
thing.
a shark attack victim.
Yeah, if it had a firm grip on you, you think it could have swallowed you whole.
That motherfucker was big.
You said you saw a dwarf.
Mm-hmm. There's like I don't know, like an outpost tower or something like that, guard tower. I snapped out of whatever I was seeing, however I got there, because I don't know if he was shooting at the creature, shooting at me, I don't know, but I put the headphones on, he told me to fucking run. I put the earmuffs on and saw the motherfucker.
Wait. You saw Havar.
I've no idea who I saw. It was a dwarf in a tower.
If he could see it, but you couldn't until you had the earmuffs on. That was him.
Probably, I don't know. It could have been either any of his crew.
Avar probably fits the bill best due to the fact that not many other dwarves would probably wear this stuff in the city.
At this point, Dagny gets out of bed. She grabs the earmuffs that she had. She pulls out a piece of parchment, and she's writing full-on details for Brutus. Everything that they found, about the logbook that's in Bessie, about the 7 packs that are still in there, that this thing will gradually make people disappear and this town will become like a ghost town unless you put these earmuffs on and you can see it. There is no known way to defeat it. It is huge. It can swallow you whole and make you be forgotten to everyone who ever knew you or even spoke your name.
You, along with the rest of the party, would take a moment to collect the notes that you had all written down to this point, including the ones that you all had written down about yourselves, and try to get everything organized together and begin to add it, and you do so. For Jackstol, sifting through things yourself, careful not to get too much of your own blood onto this. There's a few pages that are there that were not previously.
Is it in my handwriting?
You don't recognize this handwriting.
Kipper Indles.
Or this one.
Year-long old Jim seeking local of Kunaholt, longtime friend
Or this
Brutus, Juliet Relancer, and Lars Hogensen.
Shit. When we went in there, it killed them all too.
So,
we had people with
you,
us.
you weren't alone.
We could have, like, I don't know. I don't know.
We're gonna kill a monster and be local heroes. If I'm reading this and somehow do not remember it, your favorite color is burgundy. I have a sharp thing for suits.
I don't know how three random people were able to convince me to wake up and go beast hunting. Unless these were with us beforehand and we just forgot.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Did the bite take out the scratched writing saying run?
I
No.
should have probably bit my side to try to like pick me up and eat me.
One's on your shoulder and one's like towards like your side of your torso. Like it was
Well,
definitely
yeah.
gonna try to like actually get like a firm grip on your center of mass.
Yeah, so then like his whole
right,
sleeve is rolled up and it just run carved into my arm.
Oh no! Please don't restart right now, Windows. Fuck off.
I had to
Anyways.
pause that because mine might have did that tonight too.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. And it doesn't. No, because it wouldn't really. I wonder if the people that were with you wrote that on you.
It could. Well, I was holding. I'm probably still holding onto the knife unless I dropped it, just in the running.
I'd
But
say you still have it. The small.
oh yeah,
blade.
the knife is still like in my hand, and my other hand is bloodied as well.
Right.
Wait, do you own a knife?
I could have been given to me. I
Okay,
probably
yeah,
have
no,
a
that's
knife, like
someone else. Then
It's like probably like a straight dagger, not really like a pocket knife or anything like that.
It's like a small
they-
precision blade used for tinkering. Not
Okay.
necessarily a dagger.
hey, the gem seeker.
Yeah, so then this Lars guy might have given it to me then.
Kipper. 4 kinds of close quarter slashing styles with small blades. No, that was Lars, yeah.
Kind of
I guess I'll hold on to their letters just because why not?
It didn't attack you while you were alone. So this thing's getting much more bold, especially for things that are looking for a fight.
So either these 3 ran off or died.
Well, seeing as we can't remember them, none of us.
Let's see if we even met them.
Yeah, who knows? This could have been there when we were running out of the cave originally. We don't know. But yeah, let's just get the fuck out of here.
I don't think we're a match for this thing right now.
Oh the fuck no. I'd rather face another dragon.
Damn.
I will finish off the note by saying Havar is still alive. Stay together. Find him. Stay together. Do not go off alone. And I will also write a postscript. P.S. We're taking Bessie. Sorry. And I will very carefully fold up the note and like put it next to his pillow and put the earmuffs on top of it. Well,
All right.
Well, if we're doing this, let's go.
And I assume everyone is packing their things and preparing to leave.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Headphones on and I'll lead the charge to Bessie, because I'm assuming, because I think it was me and Cobweb who helped him run it, we have somewhat of an idea of how to pilot it.
So you thought.
Maybe, yeah, maybe. Who knows? We'll figure it out when we get there. If we blow it up, we blow it up.
All right. And with that, everyone frantically gets their things collected and prepares to make their escape. As at this point, it doesn't seem like anywhere down here is safe. And that's where we'll end the session.
Fucking hell, bro.
I love that I called it like 3 weeks ago.
Yep.
I was like, nah, he's not doing this. Like, I saw the signs. I was like, nah, he's probably did something else. Maybe it's a different thing. And then it just turned into it, yeah.
Fucking motherfuckers, this is a false hydrant.
Thought I wouldn't go there, huh?
It was very slowly turning that way, so yep.
Shannon, are you alive?
Mm-hmm. I'm alive.
Rip Muda. I guess his internet died again.
Oh,
or it just
shit.
wasn't good enough to connect.
Damn.
You might want to start that up a little before you go to bed, because he's probably going to want to watch this as soon as possible.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Cool.
All
You
right.
can let him know, too.
Yeah, I will. I'll send him a message personally.
Cool.
Otherwise, good session.
Mm-hmm.
Good session.